Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the adventures of the 11th Ornament. Or welcome back, I should say. We had a brief hiatus. We actually played, it's been a week and 2 days this time. We played on Friday last week. Um, but the party has just completed a small side quest to gain a legendary treasure before continuing on with their attempts to waylay the Titanic forces, which they have accidentally released upon the world. So without further ado, Jerry, if you will go ahead and walk us through last session. Mhm. Yeah, okay. Uh-huh. Do we have audio? I'm sorry. I just looked down at my Streamlabs and I can only see my audio bar. Can we? Great. I'm sorry. Please continue. What? That's awesome. Only I have audio. So just staring here blankly at the screen. Nobody heard Jerry's recap. We'll have to redo it. It's a good thing that Jonathan's always late, so we have all this time with just us to, troubleshoot and troubleshoot.
That does not have any alliteration in it. AJ, it was supposed to use alliteration.
Alliteration is for the
Oh,
weak.
you have audio now.
Did we just hear alliteration is for the weak?
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
You do have audio.
I had changed a bunch of settings because last week when we played
Yay.
Twang Gang, I had Mason following along on stream on my other account so that he would know when to surprise hop in because he made a cameo. And I just kind of very willy-nilly changed all my settings to make that work and forgot what I had changed.
It's okay. So
made it.
last time we were in
Previous-
a fight with the Baylor.
I
Yeah.
even checked the audio, and heard Sid talking, and okay, we're good.
And so we defeated the Baylor. We acquired the bow of the spirit bow that teleports arrows around the world. And then we exited the temple to find that Steel Crane is not what he seems. In a very M. Night Shyamalan turn of events, he was in fact a demon himself. Devil. Demon. Devil.
Demon.
Demon. demon himself, in which he proceeded to begin attacking us. And I think he can made the mist of the Kanabo appear. So basically, he would only be able to hit us if we hit him, or we'd only be able to hit him if we chose to. Anyway, so Alucard did a lot of damage to him, ending him, and the Oni that was inside of him disappeared, and the host was we left to die. As World of Recall was cast for us to go back to Cholt.
It's true.
So we're currently back in Cholt.
Roger. Yep.
But I think the
We
final
stabilized him.
We did? Okay.
Um,
I think Sid said that his wound was still like
He
grievous
had
Bell
a
enough.
cast-
50-50 chance.
oh, I think it was a 30% chance of surviving. Bell cast Healing Word on him, giving a couple of hit points, but he was so grievously wounded that you still weren't certain about the what his chances of survival were, left up on the cold, snowy mountain alone. As you all vanished. Ken did take the hairpin from his bun, which is made of pure silver and features a sun at one end, emblazoned with rays of light coming out, and left behind his hairpin for Steel Crane. Should Steel Crane survive and have the magical means to scry or communicate with Iken at some point in the future, he'll have like a personal object that he can connect with him if he survives. So yeah, at the conclusion of that interaction, magical spirit bow in hand, you all returned to the Temple of Tamora in Malar's Throat in Chult by way of Vale's word of recall, taking you all back to safety as you all vanish and reappear amidst the crowds of people that kind of congregate around this kind of wishing fountain in the Temple of Tamora. You have the spirit bow in hand. I'm gonna wait for Chavis to
He's
get
here.
in.
Hi.
This always happens. I like ask about Chavis and like lo and behold he's there.
Ask and you shall receive.
Okay, so I wanted to originally have all of my conversations about this damn spirit bow like kind of off stream so that we could sort it out and not spend time, but naturally you weren't here until now and we have to bring it up now anyway so that I can reconcile the on-stream mechanics of it. So so that you're aware, I recognized that the item itself was poorly matched for the party, and I wanted it to be more impactful and a bit more of a I wanted more of the party members to be interested in it so that there was a little bit more of a bargaining dynamic between the party members, and that you weren't perhaps as compelled to just sell it. So the changes are as follows. For the record, it is now a +2 bow instead of a +1.
Oh boy.
It still requires attunement. It still deals 7 force damage on a critical hit. Whenever you make an attack roll with this weapon against a creature that is within the weapon's first range increment, you can ignore cover. You must be aware of the creature's presence and imprecise location to within a 10-foot radius to attempt an attack roll against a creature with total cover using this feature. That's the same as it was. Basically, if you kind of know where the creature is within a 10-foot radius, even if they're completely behind a wall, you can make an attack roll against them. The second feature, one of the features that got added was if you load no ammunition in this weapon, it produces its own, automatically creating one piece of magic ammunition when you pull back the string. The ammunition created by this bow vanishes the instant after it hits or misses a target. And finally, if you are proficient with short bows or long bows, you are proficient with this weapon. So, by bumping its power level, I made it a little bit more enticing for Iken to hang on to and to utilize his final attunement slot, because he can't pump it up with Hone the Blade using his key points because it already has a +2, but also it's kind of free, so that makes it a little bit more worth his attunement slot.
+2.
+2. Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Yes.
But being a +2 makes it
Yeah.
Okay, I can't make it a +3, but it is always a +2.
It's always +2 without expenditure of resource, right? So that makes it a little bit more enticing for him to spend his last attunement slot on. And then making it available to Bell gives Ekin bargaining power for the Constitution Amulet, should that be a trade that you want to go ahead with, or if Dorn is interested in it in exchange for, I think Ken mentioned he was interested in the Ring of Protection as well. So those are all things that I wanted to bring a little bit more dynamic interest to the bow across the party. In any event, those are the new mechanics of the bow.
Active DMing over here, making adjustments and doing
Yep.
fun stuff.
IRL.
Sid, I have a question.
I have an answer.
Um,
Daily double.
Can you still use regular ammunition, physical
Yeah, absolutely.
ammunition, if you'd like? Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Like if we
in
were
case
to
you have
somehow
like a
get
magic
some
arrow or
exploding arrows.
yeah, for
They
sure.
happen upon them, and the DM not mix in the sneak attack with the.
Yeah, or if you have
Yeah.
like unbreakable arrows or or like a magic item you can find that are pretty cool,
Walloping
and because they're
arrows.
magic, they overcome resistance to magic. You might want to use those for some reason, or if you want to
Does
use
the
a
bow not
no, they are.
automatically
Yeah.
do that?
But if you
Okay.
want to use an arrow to like pin something to the wall, like you can't do that with a magic arrow because it vanishes as soon as it hits or misses, or something like that. So all those things are true now of the bow, which is officially called the Spirit of Wuxia.
And where's that at?
Wuxia?
No,
bow.
The bow.
I think Ken has the bow.
It is
Oh,
not on
but-
my character sheet.
It's not on your character sheet. It's in the items tab. You just can't see it. Observer, all observer. Okay. You should be able to see it now. Items tab, items.
Awesome.
So yeah, after returning to the Temple of Tamora, it's still, around 2. Wait, no, because you traveled for like 6 hours via Windwalk, then had this. I'm gonna say it's probably close to 4 or 5 o'clock p.m. You guys return to the Black Cat Inn, bedraggled, scorched, tired, expended of resources, but with legendary magic spirit bow in hand, and you have come for a rest before tomorrow's adventures, where you'll be utilizing Obe's abilities once more to transport you to the Moonshade Isles, there to meet with Esvell, Dorn's sister, who can send you to Waterdeep. I believe is the plan. Feel free to throw me off. You're not prepared for anything. The key to being prepared for anything is to do no preparation.
So Neverwinter.
Okay?
How do we get there?
Yeah, it's like, watch. I have
We
no
have
maps
to
for
go
that, but
through
watch
the
me make
river
it take
Styx.
3 sessions to get there, and then I'll be ready.
We go to the River Styx to get to Neverwinter instead.
No,
Technically, we could ask Karen to take us anywhere.
we just have to convince them
Right.
that there's a well enough reason for us to go there, and they'll just take
No,
us
we
there.
don't. We have the
We have a token.
We just have to expend the
I mean,
token.
Sure,
I mean,
we
but
could
Esvell could
keep the
also
token
teleport you to Neverwinter.
That.
Yeah. I don't want to go to Neverwinter.
No, you probably don't.
Yeah, no. Yeah, actually, yeah. No, Vale doesn't want to go to Neverwinter.
All things considered.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's go ahead and hop back into the session. It is in the evening. Like I said, you've just walked into the Black Cat Inn, bedraggled and leery. There is a new individual behind the bar. It is a Tabaxi. You actually recognize him kind of tangentially. Actually, make a history check.
I don't remember any Tabaxi.
Who, all of
I
us?
liked.
Yes, all of any of you.
No, I refuse.
Did we meet
Okay.
at the Pax?
I don't
I
remember
will-
one. I don't remember one.
Just
I
the
liked
one,
specifically.
just the one that shot exploding arrows at us.
Yeah.
We killed him.
I know.
I can think of another Tabaxi that we
And
have
stole
not
his
met
arrows.
yet. That we might meet at some point. Probably won't though.
Oh, cool. I'm real smart, guys. Don't worry.
You think I'd remember? We did meet a tabaxi. We met a female tabaxi at some point.
You
Go-
met a pair of
go
tabaxi
snip
as,
them, you
as
might get
potential
an
guides at
advantage.
the beginning of this venture.
Yeah, no.
Three IRL years ago.
I wasn't talking about them. And it was wasn't that long ago for this group.
Oh, you're right. Time is wonky around the COVID years.
Yeah. But no, I feel like
I mean, it was
I
like 2.5
specifically
years
remember
ago.
Vale like, oh wait, hold on, we met a female tabaxi. Vale should pay attention to this, but I was not Vale, I think. At
You
the
did.
time.
You met a female tabaxi outside of Snowdown. She worked at a smut shop.
Ah, that's
Oh
right.
yeah.
Never mind. Then I don't know.
Okay,
I have.
remember
Then yeah,
that.
I
She
don't.
was cool. She
then I
helped us
don't-
out.
I don't feel bad about not remembering.
What were
that
the
this
rolls on
tabaxi
this?
Then I had a
Bad
5,
for me.
so that
Alucard
was Will
wasn't
trying
there.
to game the game.
I
I
got
rolled a
Alucard might know,
17.
but-
Okay.
I feel like Alucard should have rolled with advantage, to be honest with you. Seems
Uh,
like the kind of
It can roll a
Person.
3, 9.
Alucard
Okay,
is
Bell
not,
and
is not a smart.
yeah, but that's the kind of person you would remember, the owner of a smut
Probably.
shop.
Probably. This is fair. This is fair.
Bell and Alucard recognize this individual as you didn't really ever meet this person. You've only seen them in passing. It's probably a male based on the voice, but it is one of the minstrels who just plays out at the Grand Soak. It's just like a musician who just throws a cap down and collects coin. You guys have been by him many times, but never stopped to speak to him. But he is behind the bar. He's in a well pressed like doublet waistcoat. He's kind of got his hair combed back, and he's like standing up straight, kind of looking around.
What color tabaxi is he?
He's orangish.
Good.
Okay. Okay. As long as there's no way to mistake him as
As the
black
owner.
cat.
No, he's orangish.
I'm
He's kinda
sorry,
looking
we
around.
have to fire you.
Hello.
Oh, welcome to the Black Cat Inn.
Welcome
What
back.
can I get for you?
At the moment, we just would like to have an introduction. We are the proprietors of the establishment, and we haven't recognized you.
Oh, good evening and welcome back. I was told to expect you at some point, but I did not expect it to be so soon.
Us either. I'm tired. I'm gonna go.
So a name. Wait. Pause. So a name would be appropriate at this time. Yes.
Ah, apologies. My name is Red Clay.
Lovely name.
uh,
And who's the one who hired you?
Ah, I spoke with a Mr. Obe.
Ah, lovely, lovely.
met
Oh,
me.
such
I am generally a performer during the daytime when there are shoppers out at the soak, but I was looking for something to occupy my evenings, and this seemed an appropriate opportunity.
well,
Makes sense.
Glad,
I suppose.
glad to have you behind the bar.
Ah, thank you.
Give us a round.
Ah, it would be my pleasure. What can I get for you?
I'll have some sort of liquor. You only have ale.
Yes.
I'll have
No,
ale.
I have liquor. I am just not familiar with what the different ones are. I can pour a small sample of all of them. You can choose. I am still
Absolutely.
learning. Today is my first day.
You pour them, and I'll tell you what they are as I drink them.
This is the most excellent learning opportunity. Ah, he pulls out 6 bottles.
little
That's it.
It's a little dangerous, is it not? Math Bell. Sorry.
He pulls out
I
6
think
bottles.
you're
and
just
he
upset because you
pours
can't have.
small portions of each.
Yeah,
and
Bell
kinda-
just like gives a little smirk to Alucard, and
Oh no.
Seeing this, Dorn will also kind of smile and belly up to the bar and say, Bell, let me assist you with the identification of these liquors.
absolutely.
It can
Oh,
go. I haven't had half of these, and I would love the opportunity to relish in their flavor.
All of you are incredibly spiteful. You know that, right?
Bell will use the Mind Master's monocle to
I don't know
cast
what you mean.
the telekinetic bond to everybody but Alucard.
Oh
Saying,
no.
"You must misidentify all of these. We get none of them right. Do not let him convince you otherwise.
Oh yes, yes.
This is going to be a terrible training opportunity for
Uh.
Red Clay.
No, I'm including the Tabaxi.
He looks
I'm
at you.
including Red Clay. Bell just makes eye contact with him and does not stop until he gets it.
Iken's going to say, "You're in fine company, friend," and lay a gold on the counter and say, "I know that you've been hired by us already, but it is nice to know that our bar is in capable hands, and that a fortified mind stands behind it." And he gets a wink.
That is terribly kind of you, sirs. And you all proceed to try the liquors. He's only poured out like a thimble of each just to taste it. He's happy to re-pour.
Does Alucard by chance know some of these by their bottles, and so is able to say, "Hey, that's not the correct
Well, let's go
name?"
one by one.
Okay.
As you all try the first liquor, make for me please a perception check.
Can I also make one? Do I also make one?
Yes, you can make a perception check. Your DC is going to be different because you're perceiving by sight, not
Yeah.
taste.
I have a +11 to perception.
Ah, okay.
Perception check.
It's a dirty 20.
This all checks out so far.
Yeah.
Please, everybody, enjoy how the math of my
22.
check happens. By the way.
-2 plus 0 plus 4. Okay, so yeah, everyone basically recognizes this. Tor has to take a couple of tastes, but this is just kind of a stock standard whiskey. It's not overly sweet. It's not like a bourbon. It's more like an Irish whiskey, kind of like, I guess if there are notes of anything, it's very ethanol forward. But
Delightful rum, if I ever had one.
Oh, I was
That's
saying
just
that
not
it
what that
was
is.
a
That
nice
is not-
tequila
So
and
good.
agave.
No,
made.
that's not what that is. That's not what that is. Don't listen to them.
Next,
They're
please.
ruined.
Put some lime in it with a salt around the rim. Perfect.
the next liquor that you come to, go ahead and roll for me again. This one is green in color.
Green in color.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like Midori?
What is this? What is this exotic shit?
Let's get
ah.
real playing
It's-
along.
The Ashwagandha vodka.
I was gonna say, I thought that it might be vodka.
It's obviously not. It's
Ashwagandha. Get it?
No. Oh, Grey Goose.
Yeah.
See. Funnily enough, only Dorn and Ken have had this before. Oh, Mastis with an 18. Is that part of this
I
check?
had
Yes.
21.
I don't see you.
I'm at the
I don't
top.
see it either. Oh.
You rolled privately.
For the first. Oh no, I
You did.
didn't. No, it's literally common. Self-roll did do that.
Will
Something
privately roll
Yeah.
some dice.
Yeah. I'll tell you that I rolled higher than that, but I won't. Oh, that's fine.
You can right-click it and reveal it.
Oh, can I?
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
Ah, there it
Oh.
is.
I cheated. I added the code since then.
Yeah. Okay.
So what is this?
It is Midori. It's a melon flavored liqueur. It is commonly exported from Wuxia.
It's very dry,
and
very
Shu.
bitter.
And it's quite sweet, actually. It's a
I know.
liqueur.
That's what Vale's
Oh, oh,
saying, though.
It's not
He
something
can
that you would have
enter
had on the
his gun.
mainland. You basically probably tried it either here in Chult at some point, or you know some very rich people who have it imported.
I specifically had it in heaven.
I'm getting notes of julep. Looks a bit of sperry.
This is miserable.
Do you have any mint back there, or something similar?
I believe there might be some mint in the garden. I know that we have rosemary.
Ah,
I'll take
You
some
will
of
be
that.
able to make a delicious drink with mint and this liqueur and cucumbers. I'll show you sometime.
that sounds most excellent.
Does it?
I'm having fun gaslighting Alucard.
Apparently. Yeah, we won't take up too much more time with this as we go through them. That's the general air, as you all kind of recognize these. Um, um,
I would like to go.
he also has
Bye, Cameron.
he has 2 bottles of. Cameron just texted me. He's having some tech issues. He'll be right back. There are 2 bottles of Tej. One is just a clear, and one is like a spiced variety. Tej is basically rum, but it's like Chilton rum. And then there is a bottle of tequila, and there is a bottle of vodka.
Nice.
And that rounds out what the house has to offer from a liquor standpoint.
Delicious.
Bell will ask for a glass of the first whiskey, and we'll talk to the tabaxi about.
Oh,
Oh,
Sorry,
sorry.
I'll talk to the tabaxi about music. Just talk shop.
yeah, absolutely. You find quickly that Tabaxi has very strange terminology for like musical terms. Like he clearly knows what you're talking about, but like not from an academic standpoint. He's got really weird names for like all the chords. They're named after like birds songs and stuff. And but like when you kind of get through that like translatory period in your conversation, you find that he's actually quite knowledgeable. He's just probably self-taught and had to figure all this out by himself. So, but yeah, you have a fine evening of chatting with him about music.
Hey guys, do you we have a sending stone to a guy that we're not really not that we're not friends with him, but we don't have no really reason to talk to him. Do you want to like either see if we can get the other one, or just be nice and give him the other one back so he can use it for his business? I think that I don't think that we have too much of a reason to talk to Zendar all that much, truthfully.
I wouldn't be opposed to either one of those.
Or just even at least meeting him, and maybe we do decide that hey, we do talk to him more. I just don't
I'd
see
never
anything
be
value.
down to
I
all
mean,
of that
I think-
meetings in Bell.
Cutting off our ties with one of the merchant princes of any type might be
Yes.
less beneficial than not.
He's
I
not a
don't think
merchant
he's-
prince.
No,
He's
he's just
not.
the Dark Master.
He's a dark
Oh,
master.
I thought he was.
Yeah.
He has a lot of
No, he's-
sway,
Yeah,
but he's not.
yeah.
Okay.
I have nothing against him. We have literally never talked to him, except for while we were here. And we could have just gone and talked to him.
No, we needed him for the pirate situation, if I do
Yeah.
recall.
Oh yeah,
This-
I wasn't there for that because I was dead.
Yeah,
Right.
sure, I forgive you for that. Being, not alive is a good reason to not be, perfect.
Yeah.
That's what-
It's not like it was my fault. Like I made a mistake on math or something.
No, I don't understand how math had anything to do with
Yeah,
it. You got
me
stabbed
neither.
with a dagger. You got stabbed, and Bell produces it with this dagger, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that one.
Yeah. Does it fit? Still? Oh, no, wait, never mind. That's not how that works. Anyway,
It might be a scar. I don't know. It might if that's what you're asking, which is very morbid. But I'm gonna accept it right now and explore this further. Not in me. I don't have a stab wound in this body. I don't know about the other one. I haven't even inspected it. It was encased in ice last time I saw it.
did you want to see it?
No, it was pretty surreal. I did see it. I didn't look at it too much. I mean, I paid people to move it. Yes, I saw it.
I know you saw it, but I don't know how this works. If
I
it makes
didn't-
anybody that's
No,
not
no,
in
I
their
did not.
body-
I did not look at my body and did not like examine it medically, as I might if.
I've been meaning to ask you, how strange is it for you?
Very. I am 2.5 feet shorter than I'm used to being. Just that. Everything is bigger than it should be, but it isn't. It's the right size, and I know that, but also I don't. So,
Like, how strange was it for you to see you, but also be you? That doesn't. It seems like that would be kind of overload.
yeah. No, I didn't process it really at the time. I think because it was encased in ice. Because I was encased in ice. Yeah, that's another way. It is the body that I'm trying to. My goals have probably helped me get through that too a little bit, because I've known about this whole thing because you told me about it. I had a long time to. Well, not a long time, but I had enough time. Like, oh wait, oh you saved my body. That's awesome, and that's kind of. It's awesome that you did that. Now it's just figuring out how to get there. So I'm not as upset as some people might think. Typically, I guess I'm uncomfortable, but
I just realized you never actually processed that together, or at least talked through it. We've been kind of on the go.
yeah,
Um,
no, and I have processed it a bit. I've had some hard times, and I apologize that I didn't reach out. But if I needed it more than any more help than I needed, I would have.
Well, this is certainly not a chastisement for not reaching out to your friend.
Oh no, I know.
But
Like it
you know,
didn't get to a point that was
came
worth.
with a thought. Anyway, on to whatever we're doing this evening. The rest of the day. It's
Is the Grand Soak closed yet, Sid?
The Grand Soak never closes.
Okay.
we do have quite a sum of money at the moment, if I do recall.
Well, sure. Iken was not going to really inform the rest of his party. He was just going to go look for something.
Oh well,
All right.
do that.
You all see
I
Ken
just-
leave the tavern.
I will try to reach out or ask whoever has this. I don't know who has the stone presenter, but we'll try to do that too. In the meantime,
The sending stone.
just try to hey, have dinner with us.
Yeah. Bell has the sending stone to Zendar.
But we can go out
Yeah,
and do
yep.
this thing.
Yeah, Bell will go and upstairs and shift into Mathes's, and then.
Okay.
Hey, you should come have dinner at our tavern. I know you go to the Dragon one, but you should come here. Okay. Hopefully see you. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
That is my boy, is that you? Wonderful to hear from you. I'd love to catch dinner with you sometime, and I'll try and clear my schedule.
Absolutely wonderful. Look forward to have you here. Mathis looks around downstairs when he gets there. Hey, do we serve food here?
Not as yet. We are still trying to employ a, what is the word? Chef.
I can cook.
Great. Bell will put down like 5 gold. Go find food to cook.
Okay.
I hand
Bye.
him the item that. God damn it! My other character in this campaign bought, but not Vale. Never mind.
Handy spice pouch.
And my other character in not this campaign, but this campaign also bought it.
I was
Okay.
definitely about to say I would love some water davy and cinnamon rolls, and realize that
That's not a thing.
that's not a thing.
You might
It's
be
not
going to Waterdeep.
Yeah,
But there's
Yeah.
still not a thing.
but it's still not a thing.
It's still not a thing. Yeah. So, Iken, as you head off into the Grand Soak, what is it
yeah,
you're looking for?
I'm not doing very much. I just want to see if I can procure some like soft melding clay and a pelt or two, like a goat pelt or two. Basically, and Iken is going to try to keep this a secret from Dorn until he shows them, but he would like to take some arrows and break off the tip and then put the clay in like a ball shape at the end, and then affix the like pieces of hide and pelt to them so that they're like Nerf bows, Nerf arrows, so that he can shoot them for Smokey.
Oh, to
Yeah.
to go fetch.
Yeah.
Hmm. You didn't want to just make like a tennis ball. You want to make it like an arrow. Okay.
Well, so that he can shoot it real far.
Uh-huh. Like 600 feet, like farther than a dog could possibly run.
Well, he doesn't have to shoot it 600 feet.
You are right. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're
Have
going
you have you met Dorn?
Hey, we are
Yeah,
talking
it's-
about Dorn, not Gorstag. Okay.
This is a border call. It'll go 600 feet and
It's
come
about
back.
600 feet.
That's true. That's very true. He's a little bit older, but he will do
I'll
it.
still do it.
He'll do it until you stop throwing it.
And he might
Over
like look at you and ask you
and
to stop,
over.
but he'll do it again.
Uh-huh. Yeah, make a quick crafting check. There's no such thing in this game. Damn you, 5e.
And as I go into the city, I'm just gonna like grab a cowl or something and try to like cover, my face a little bit before I leave.
A cowl.
Yeah.
I thought you said
Yeah.
cow.
Me
I
too.
know that you
Cowl.
couldn't have said that because
Cowl
that doesn't
or
make
something.
sense. But I also immediately
A
imagine
cow.
you like walking by a field and like
A bovine. Yeah.
cow.
What is a crafting check?
It's something that's
He didn't mean that seriously.
Make an
Animal handling check.
no. An intelligence
It's a cow.
survival check.
Okay. I don't know what my regular survival is.
Plus
I
4.
don't think I have anything extra
If you
to
if
it.
you are proficient, it is plus 4. If you're not proficient,
So I have expertise, but only when tracking things.
then
so-
it is
it's
just an
not,
intelligence
I
check.
think. Yeah. Which is not great for you, Ken.
12. Okay. Yeah, you're able to cobble this together. Create like a Nerf
Yeah.
arrow. You make 3 or 4 of
I
them.
want to make 3 or 4. Yep.
Yep.
Perfect.
And all that together costs you about 2 silver.
Gotcha.
The arrows are actually the most expensive part, the fletching.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I already had arrows.
Okay.
I have
Yeah.
60
For just
arrows that
for just like small rabbit skins, not like necessarily a whole goat pelt, but
Yeah.
just the skins to kind of wrap and create that bulbous end, and the clay itself, which is dirt cheap. You can get away with just 1 silver.
You aren't getting away with that pun. I'm not rewarding you for it.
I don't need your validation.
And when I get back,
That's a lie.
if the sun is still out, I will walk up to Dorn and go, I made something for Smokey. Well, for you to use with Smokey.
What?
I call them. Actually, I don't know what I call them. Anyways, here they are, and they are gentle, malleable, but still hard enough, firm enough to be chewed upon. They have rabbit skin hide around them, to be kind of like a tasty toy thing. And I've affixed them to arrows so that you can shoot them from.
Sorry,
bow.
Skype kicked me out for a moment, so I missed like half of what you just said.
He was
I'm
just describing
I'm
that same
describing
thing
a
that
nerf
we
arrow, yeah.
just described. Yeah.
Of course, yes. Dorn will take them and say, "Thank you. I'm certain that Smokey will enjoy this once we find a large open field in which to frolic."
You could break into the Coliseum at night and try it there.
Ooh. You mean the one where we fought the dragon cultists?
Yes.
At night is when the Colosseum is full.
You could break into the Colosseum during the day and try it then. We're like basically 12 level. We can do what we want.
That's true. Oh, speaking of levels.
We haven't long rested yet.
We haven't. We're also not. He's not going to go to this. We should probably discuss the bow at a little bit more length when we get a chance as well. But I'm willing to hold on to it for now.
So, are there any special meetings today? Are we trying to talk to the dead again, or gods and not the dead? Gods are going to do anything special?
No, I'm
The gods are dead.
I'm
Alacron said it.
pretty well tapped on, and that's not true. Pretty well tapped on my resources to keep you fuckers alive. So I'd vote no on those aspects of life. If we can
Yeah, I
avoid
think
them.
we rest today.
I'm not doing great, guys. By the way, I'm stumbling
Yeah.
through the town at 21 HP out of 133 looking for dinner food to cook.
Oh, and then
Are
he's
we-
gonna like
oh.
whip up a meal. Yeah.
I guess we didn't short rest.
Just don't get any blood in it, please.
Oh, and he's all carterized. Like he's very. It came from the exploding Baylor, so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we did
all
short rest.
Just don't
But
get any
not-
scabs in it, please.
Sure,
Uh-huh.
no point in short resting. If somebody comes fucks with me, you know, I'll just die. That's fine.
Wait, you get some things back.
Be alright.
You could also, do hit dice.
Yeah, if that's the.
I don't think you'll be attacked in the city, but if you were, or is
Don't worry.
this conversation happening? I guess they're talking to him when I'm.
I got my spells back. We're good.
You were talking to Dorn, so I don't know where the timeline is anymore.
To be perfectly honest, I'm totally bushed. I think I might retire for the evening.
Yeah, I think the only thing I had planned was maybe catch up with Zendar a little bit with you guys, but that was it.
I will also stay for dinner.
Yep.
Oh, of course. We'll have something to eat.
Tour,
and then
you're able to
retire.
find a couple of large,
I'm gonna cook them Mama's famous stew,
okay.
and nothing that Dad would make.
Okay. It's hard to find ingredients you recognize. You find some stuff that looks similar, but you're not sure how the flavor profile is gonna look.
No, yeah, that tracks.
Kind of like the difference between you expect parsley and get cilantro. Like it's very, very different.
I mean,
they look
you look the
basically
same.
identical.
You're looking for a specific type of meat that you can't find, and fine. I just
Yeah,
want
wait.
I want the hip, you show this is what I want. I want this part of an animal. I don't care what
There's-
what animal it is.
There's the
Basically-
survival check
Okay,
for
perfect.
identifying plants. There's my perception check for actually finding them.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So you're able to find some herbs that you like the smell of, that you think you can use. As far as meat goes, you are looking for chicken, and wind up with a couple of raptor drumettes.
Raptors.
Yeah,
I mean, it's all just alligator anyway.
basically. But ultimately, you are able to find enough to create a meal, and you head on back to the Black Cat and begin a simple stew, for which you can roll for me a wisdom check.
Oof.
So, once they say we're not doing anything, we're just resting, Alucard is going to go up to his room to he's going to go to take a short rest, and then is then going to proceed to leave the Black Cat Inn.
Okay, by way of
The window,
well,
probably.
No, he's going to come back downstairs and just walk out the front door, but he's going to go upstairs, take a short rest. It's going to make a detour to the courtyard, to try to regain his tides of chaos by the means that he tries to regain his tides of chaos.
Okay, roll.
This is under the tables tab, right?
That's right.
My roll tables. Okay. I've yet to get a really bad one, so hopefully this is not going to be...
Approximately 100 gallons of water appear over your head, those within 10 feet of you, evenly distributed above everybody within the radius. That's just you.
So everyone here is a very large, yeah.
Yeah, I imagine like someone's coming rushing outside and just see like water, like
Alucard's just drenched. The courtyard is swamped.
I look up.
It's
just watering the garden. That's all I'm doing. I'm just doing my best to ensure that the plants out here maintain livelihood.
There is there's a bit of ground right below you where all the grass and weeds and clover have just been like eroded away, and it's just mud.
That would make a perfect rice paddy.
You didn't think it was quite humid enough here in Jolt?
You know what? I'm doing my best to support the business that is the Black Cat Inn. If you don't support me,
you can also see
that I can just leave, and I start walking.
Insight.
Okay, you can also see numerous mosquitoes beginning to hover.
If that is true,
I believe
that was a poor way to do it. I don't care if I believe you or not. Still,
a little bit of water, just like some muddy puddles, begin seeping into the doors.
For the first time, Ekin really seems to like nod his head in affirmation of Alucard. Like, I am impressed, Alucard. Truly.
I am not.
Alucard will snap his fingers and press the digit. Can I do this way? I don't know.
You can clean or soil.
But I can't dry.
Keep the water. Keep the water. Like, no, stop.
I'm assuming that means I can't dry my clothes with prestidigitation.
Dorn will take out the cleaning ball and like
cleansing
toss
stone.
It to toss it to Alucard.
I also think that does not dry you.
Nah, but it gets the mud off, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. What does it say?
Soiled feels like I feel like you could argue that being drenched is soiled. I don't think it breaks anything to dry you. I think that it would.
Soiled is like with soil.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see the thing you're saying as it was happening.
It says
I didn't need the explanation anymore.
It says remove dirt and grime from your garments.
Yeah,
so
Well, I will use prestidigitation to unsoil myself.
Okay.
You soiled yourself.
You cleanse yourself. You're still a bit damp. It does get out some of the water. It just wrings it out as you cast the spell, but you're slightly damp, which is just great here in Orlando, where your hair is like beginning to stick plastered to your forehead.
I like. What's the word when you stomp heavily emotionally out of a place? There's a word.
Through mud, storm. You storm out.
Storm. There we go. I could not think of the word.
Squelch.
Yeah, squelch is the word in this particular.
So I'm going to leave and go upstairs and then dry my clothes off, or change into new clothes, and then I'm going to leave the Black Cat Inn.
All right. Sounds good.
And I'm going to the Grand Soak to find someone else.
Okay. Tutor is well into his stew making. The smell of roasting meat is pervading the inn. There's a couple of other patrons here as well who are like kind of surprised, looking at like, do you smell food? Well, I've never had food here before. As Alucard heads out into the Grand Soak, which for those of you joining us, all four of you joining us from the stream, I haven't really been into this. The Grand Soak is like this massive marketplace in Port Nyanzaru. I can actually probably switch the scene to Port Nyanzaru just to activate. Yep. All right, cool. So here's the Black Cat. And here, this large tinted area is this massive market that Alucard's headed to. So go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to the Grand Silk, and I'm just looking for another consenting adult.
Looking for love in all the weird places.
All the weird places. Okay. Sure. Make a flat charisma check for me.
I did regain my Tides of Chaos, correct? Because I just got drenched in water. Okay. I'm not going to use it there, but let's see. There's a ability check right though, right? You said?
It is.
Okay, which is I can use magical guidance if need be. But I don't remember if magical guidance says I know before or after I know the result.
I also don't remember
When
how
you
that
make
works.
when you make an ability check that fails. Okay, gotcha. Okay. I can re-roll. Okay, this is a flat charisma check.
Yep.
Would a 15 be a failure?
No. 15's pretty admirable.
Okay.
You are able to kind of make eyes and light conversation with a young man.
Alucard really does not care.
Okay. In this case, it's a young woman. You begin to flirt with, and ultimately, she invites you for drinks. She's headed to the Black Cat.
So, I really hear that the Thundering Lizard's a little bit better.
She
I hear that
concedes.
there's-
She likes the Thundering Lizard. She's happy to head over to the Thundering Lizard as well. It's a bit of a longer walk, but she invites you for drinks, and you guys have an interesting evening. She's very attractive. She's only mildly entertaining to speak to, but you manage to slough through it till.
Like, as in she's not very smart, or like she just.
She might be plenty smart, but she has no interests that overlap with yours.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
She's a jeweler's apprentice.
Oh. Okay. Yes. So Alucard's probably not. Okay. Yeah.
But you managed to, like I said, largely make it through the small talk to the meat of the evening, if you will.
She's a human woman?
She is. Human Chultan woman.
Okay. That's all I'm doing.
All right. As dinner comes around, back at the Black Cat, ultimately Zindar does arrive in high spirits to greet with you all and kind of socialize. You're all treated to a fair meal. Actually, it's quite good. It's a hot meal. I mean, hard to beat that based on the experience you've had for the last couple of months. But it's very plain, but it is hearty and filling. Kind of a stick to your ribs sort of stew provided by Tour. And you all laugh and reminisce and discuss and catch each other up. What are your what's your social agenda with Zindar?
Basically, to try to see either if he wants to get the sending stone back, or if maybe we could get purchase the other sending stone off of him, or
Sure. Make a persuasion check.
I'll do that.
I'm providing the help action by cooking dinner and giving it to him for free.
What's the DM's verdict on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, roll with advantage.
Great news. Oh, the second one was the one anyway, so whatever.
21.
Perfect. Yeah.
Although it is nice to hear from you from time to time, I do understand that I am not perhaps the most useful ally in your ventures that might take you away from Chult. By all means.
Well, thanks so much, man.
Say nothing of it. Nothing of it at all.
But do be on the lookout. If Vale here ever gives you a pop up, we might invite you up for another dinner for back in town. You know, we're still trying to establish ourselves here with the inn, but
He narrows
you
his
know.
eyes a little bit distrustingly at Vale.
Indeed. Well, this has been
Excellent.
Did I
a
notice that?
wonderful,
Time
wonderful
zero?
time, and I do hope you let me know when you're back in town again next.
Absolutely.
See,
And merriment continues.
certainly. Go ahead and just real quick, just as a side note, just divvy out all that experience that a Baylor typically would.
Whoa.
Well.
That
That a-
seems like enough to do something.
Whoa,
that a
whoa,
Baylor
whoa,
would
whoa.
typically assign.
Hey, I have this little flashing button by
New
my.
class. Just kidding.
Add new class. Yeah, you
Now I
you
have to make a
haven't seen this in a
difficult
long
decision.
Wait,
I forgot what decision.
Oh no!
That I made this decision already.
Are we doing this right now?
you're
I
welcome
mean,
to.
I ain't doing it later.
I'm not doing it. Yeah.
Alright, let me long rest first.
We take average, right?
Yes, please. Yes, take average. Take your long rest.
Okay.
Talk to me. You know, we have to create like stream content while you guys are on.
I
yeah.
also don't know what I'm taking a level in, which is. I think I thought about this.
You are also multi-classed.
Like,
I know. He is the only one. Oh no, sorry. I said that as a joke, but actually, it did matter with. I forgot.
Could I multi-class?
Bell is also multi-classed.
I forgot. Yeah, there's a lot of you guys. Multi-class.
I mean, Dorn, if you want to, absolutely.
I am straight monk.
If I was gonna multi-class, it would be into wizard because that's what my family is. But
You
I
can't
don't think
do
my
that.
intelligence is high enough.
You have to have a 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, my intelligence is a 10, so that's not gonna cut it.
Never mind. There's some homebrew rules for multi-classing to take a second subclass, but I'd have to look into it. I don't think I like
I
them.
could. Oh, you,
I don't think I like- I don't
take
think I-
the Eldritch.
Yeah.
Eldritch Knight or whatever.
And there
Do
are
you-
ways to be an effective Eldritch Knight without a high
Without a high
intelligence.
intelligence, that's true.
What?
Just out of curiosity. Yeah,
Important question.
important answer.
For the purposes of my class features of Path of the Beast, do the Fist of Ubtal count as my natural weapons?
What do the features say? Probably not.
My
It says-
10th
I
level
think that I-
feature is when you hit a creature with your natural weapons while you are raging, you can cause the target to be upset by making it make a wisdom save. I say upset because I don't want to read all the words, by the way. The target must use its reaction to make a melee attack against another creature of my choice I can see, or it takes 2d12 psychic damage. This is on a failed wisdom check against my bits. I can only do it once per my proficiency bonus. Like, number of times equal to proficiency. And it regains on a long rest, not a short rest.
I'll have to look at it. I know that you want to make this decision now, but I am thinking that you'll need to select like
I am
teeth?
leaning to go warlock anyway, so I will happily take my next level in warlock, and then
well,
we
so I
can
think that if you were
circle back.
if you were to select teeth, like there's no reason for you to select claws while you have the fists spooked out, right?
Right, it would be my tail, which I use primarily for defense, or my
So anytime you had one of those selected, if you made an attack with your teeth or your tail, then you'd get to proc that ability. I think that the Fists of Uptal are not going to count as natural weapons for you. It's a little bit less synergistic than I would like, but I can't see a rational way to do it.
is acceptable. Will not fight you on this.
Okay, cool.
I've got to learn what I've got pack boons to figure out. I'll be back with you in like 12 years.
Are you taking third? Is this your third level?
Need to learn.
This is my 3rd level in Warlock. Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
This is a big one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I decided to take a level in sorcerer.
Okay. I won't fault you for making the wrong choice, but
I would like additional spell slots that
I
can use for
know.
things.
I know. I'm just such a sucker for Warlock. Who was I talking to before all this, though?
Me. It was me.
Yes.
You were talking to me about magic.
I don't think there is actually a class that you can easily subclass into that would give you spells that doesn't have a requirement
Oh.
that you
I think that's
don't
correct.
meet.
What are your other mental stats?
Oh wait, you can probably subclass into Ranger, but you still don't get spells until level
Level
2
two.
Ranger.
Yeah.
It's not great.
Nah.
If you can subclass into Ranger, you can subclass into Cleric or Druid.
Oh wait, no, Ranger. I thought Ranger was Dex. It's not.
Well, I think it might have
It
a
might be
wisdom.
Dex and Wisdom.
I think that it has a wisdom requirement, but it might not actually, because it doesn't really matter all that much.
Let's just
What are
let's
your
just check.
What are your mental
just check.
stats, Cameron?
What? Sorry. I'm sorry. What did you
What
ask?
are your mental
What-
stats? What are your mental abilities?
Intelligence, charisma, and wisdom.
10,
What are-
9, and 12 respectively.
You cannot
Oh.
multi-class with any of them.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, multi-class rules are always at least 13.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah.
You could be a monk. You can multitask as a monk.
I don't think so. Actually,
What's
Does that
his
mean
dex?
that I eventually get even more extra attacks?
no, they don't stack like that.
But you would get
Actually,
strength.
yeah. So monk, you have to have a 13 in dexterity and a 13 in wisdom.
Oh,
And I'm just at
You could
12.
multi-class into rogue, and
that would
then
be
go
interesting.
arcane trickster at level 3 rogue.
I mean,
Um,
Rogue could work potentially. for you.
Rogue is a really good dip because you just get like,
Yeah.
honestly, even by level 2 rogue, with which I mean we're talking pretty high levels here. So the space between levels is kind of that cost of opportunity is pretty high at this level. But
Yeah.
even at level 2 rogue, just the sneak attack bonus that you sometimes get just from being near your allies. I mean, it's just free extra d6.
Guys, we're level 12.
Yeah.
I could also take an ability score improvement and not have any like negative modifiers on any of my abilities, which would be kind of or my
You could.
stats.
This
which
is
would
level
be
12.
Kind of nice.
You can also
also-
take,
you-
you can also take a
You
feat.
also don't have a 20, do you?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I can get a
that's
20 in Dex.
Yeah.
Also.
Well, here's a question. and
Well-
this is probably a stupid question because I don't know the rules. But could he not take his abilities ASI and then multi-class, or is that
No.
not how that works? You can't do it? Okay.
Because at level 12 fighter, he would get an
Gotcha.
ASI.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
yes,
at
that's
level 11 fighter, but level 1 something else, he would
I
not
see
get
what you
an ASI.
Wait, should
Right.
my AC go up one? Doesn't it do, or is it just Dex? Is it Wisdom as well?
It's Dex plus Wisdom.
But adding points
Wait.
to my Dex score doesn't make a lot of sense because it's not going to affect my AC since I'm wearing heavy armor.
Right. You also don't
But
swing the
it
hit with
affects your
dexterity.
attacks.
Why
No.
does it say
Flame tongue is a
flat?
long sword. It uses strength.
Okay, you're right, but you're right. He decided. Never mind. He could put it. You could have an 18 in strength. Because you don't have an 18 in strength either. You still don't have a 20.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but you're really splitting. You've really been splitting your statistic investment
But
the whole time.
At the
but
same time,
that makes you better at lots of different things.
Jack of all trades, so to speak.
Kind of, yeah. So you still don't have a
Mhm.
+5 to either, but you could bring your roll to hit and damage with Flame Tongue up by a static +1. The thing about strength is that like all the biggest hitting weapons use strength, but strength does almost nothing else for you outside of combat. Like almost all the other stats have a secondary effect, right? Like so Dex is the god stat really. It adds to your armor class. Dexterity saving throws are a common saving throw that you want to be good at. So like Dex is always a good thing to lean into, but it limits what your biggest hitting weapons can do, because weapons that use dex to hit are not
Not
as
heavy.
right, not as strong statistically. They don't do as much damage in flat on the face value. So
Yes.
that's probably why you went up in dex previously. And I think you had a finesse weapon at some point. I think the lightning Kopesh used to use it was
Well,
finesse.
I used to wear the mariner's leather armor,
Yes.
and that was like a light armor, I think, or a medium armor. I can't remember.
It was studded leather.
Yeah.
Light.
So it affected my AC to go up on dex.
Yeah.
But then I started swinging flame tongue, and I was like, oh, I need more strength, and so
Right.
now my strength, dex, and con are all like 16 or 18.
Yes,
Jonathan, do you have counterspell?
I certainly do.
He sure does.
You should not be dissuaded from taking it, but I do have it.
I think
I'm
you
about to
should be
say
dissuaded from taking
teleportation
it.
circle, because
I'm
none of the fifth level spells make sense.
Okay, let's
I'm
see
teetering
here.
between like haste and counterspell.
Imagine a hasted gore stag.
Yeah. That's
Who's Gore Stag?
because I'm a
Imagine-
sorcerer.
I was
Haste,
saying imagine
haste
one.
is
I didn't say we
haste
had
is
one.
beneficial more than just
Imagine.
me if I take haste. I think I'm gonna take haste.
I'm about to take
Does-
teleportation circle.
Oh, I could
Because I-
also take a feat.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Now you can take a feat that'll let you cast some spells.
I think most of them require you to be able to already cast a spell, though.
No, most of them
Some of
don't.
them
Like
don't, but
Shadow
also
touch, fate touch.
I can cast 2 spells from my feet.
Yeah,
that
I'm
I
just
can
saying
take.
you can probably get some first level spells that'll be useful for you as a fighter.
Like
if you use
shield.
Fate. Yeah, or X.
I got
Or Hunter's
Misty
Mark.
Step and Hunter's Mark.
Honey's
Mark.
Are
That's so good.
your scores even, Cameron?
What do you mean?
so
Do you have
your
any odd
ability
number
score-
scores?
I mean,
Oh,
you have at least like you have at least a 9
Charisma.
somewhere.
Charisma is a 9.
Oh, never mind. Okay. I only asked because if you had a 17 in strength for some reason, there are certain feats that give you like cool plus
+1.
abilities, but also +1 to strength, right? That could round you up.
Yes.
Alternatively, you could take a +1 now, and then at your next ASI, take 2 +1s in whatever stat you pump up by 1, and then your charisma as well,
Oh,
and then have even stats there as a plan. If you were thinking
that's
of it that way.
Yeah, that's a while though, too.
It's
Can
less,
somebody-
not as long for him.
Can somebody confirm for me, as a level 9 lore bard, I'm supposed to have 3 4th level spots? Is that right?
That sounds right.
Because the thing didn't do it, and I wanted to make sure it was right before I changed it.
Oh wait, level 9? Maybe not actually. Hold on.
Extra hit point.
It should be on
Level
the
9.
table.
Oh no,
Yeah.
yeah, you have 3 4th level spells and 1 5th level spell.
Okay.
You won't get another 4th level spell slot.
Ever.
Period. Yep.
That's
Unless
what
he
I thought.
retrains, right?
No, slot.
Oh, slot. Got you. Okay.
And retraining, what is the...
So you drop a spell that you have and can pick up another spell of. So since you gained a 5th, you could drop a leveled spell of anything that you have currently and gain. You could have 2 5th level spells known, if you wanted 2 5th level spells known,
Can,
but at the cost of knowing a different, losing a spell that you have previously.
Right.
can I ask a question? Well, you might know the answer to this. Because I'm multi-class, I have to retrain a spell that I got from the class that I'm
I have
taking.
no idea. Probably.
Okay.
Is that what makes the? Yes, I
It
think
would
so.
make that would make
Yes.
sense to me. I'm just-
Because I think that it specifically says like when you take a spell, when you take a level in the class, you can.
Okay.
When you gain a level in this class, you can choose one of the bard spells you know and replace it with another bard spell, a spell from the bard list,
Okay.
which also must be of a level for which you have spell slots.
I think I do want to retrain one, but I don't know which one I want to retrain.
I guess the real question is, does Alucard get a long rest?
I mean, you said, do I need to roll this? Do I need to roll like I did last time to see how well things go? I'm fine
You can.
with that.
Yeah, make a
Okay.
performance check.
I'm going to use Tides of Chaos because that's what I do. I need to remember. Tides of Chaos says that I need to. Wait a second. Magical guidance. Oh, I didn't use my. I'll use magical guidance as an ability check.
Okay.
And if I fail, I go just reroll. Okay. If I'll use magical guidance if I need to. What kind of check is this? Is it a performance check?
It is.
Does anybody have Dispel Magic?
Yep. Not always, but I always factor
Clerics have
it if I
everything.
need it.
Yeah.
Does a 16 fail?
I mean, it's kind of a sliding scale.
I mean,
Would
you
you
tell
like-
me. You tell me about her prowess, and then we'll determine what my prowess is. based on the-
Is it?
It's not a failure. No. You could do better.
Roll on the wild mount table. I'm sorry.
I could do better. Does magical guidance say I need to take the new roll?
Is it a contested performance check?
That's my question. That's the real question.
No.
I don't know,
I'll
some
use-
people
I guess
view it as
unless
a
you want it to
competition.
be.
I don't know.
I don't like. Sorry.
Also, for the long rest question, does 5 seconds really take away from your long rest?
Well, that's why I'm about to. Like, if he
Wow.
rolls really well, then he might, shake her all night long, and then he won't get a long rest. I'm just kidding.
It says you must use the new roll.
All right, you gonna keep the 16 then?
Well, this says specifically if I fail. If I feel like it's successful, then
Yeah, but that's because real D&D, unlike what we play with homebrew rules and stuff, has a DC where like you succeed or you fail, but that's not very realistic.
okay.
I like
So
areas of degrees of success, if you will.
is this a degree of success or is this a degree of failure?
You
Is
have
my
succeeded, but not critically succeeded.
question. Okay. Alucard likes taking chances. We'll use magical guidance and see what happens.
Okay.
Come on now.
Natural one.
Mason, why would you do this to me? And it's worse. Okay.
What'd you roll?
11.
11 total. Okay. Do you want to use Tides of Chaos?
I can't use Tides of Chaos. It's before you roll. It's before you roll. I'm pretty sure. Let's
Oh.
check. Anytime before you. No, that's not what that says. You can manipulate it to gain advantage. So I would have to do it before I roll.
Okay. You feel as though you really were on the right track with her, and then you got into like some stuff that you thought was very normal and that most people were into, and she just wasn't. And kind of, you both enjoyed the evening, I should say, to a degree, but she doesn't stick around.
Okay. I don't think Alucard's particularly hurt over that.
Okay.
If that's the case, then he's going to return to the Black Cat Inn before the morning and then spend the rest of the night in his room.
Okay. Good to know.
I'm having a hard time.
Cameron, it really is kind of a can of worms for you, but because you could take a feat, and there are so many great options for feats, but really, and I say this every time we get to an ASI, generally, players will enjoy the game better, generally speaking, by increasing their statistics. They're going to have a much higher impact on the way the game feels, and more specifically, they're going to have a higher impact on how your character feels in comparison to your allies. Who, keep in mind, like, Iken already has a 20 in the stat that he rolls to hit with. So, you're rolling with a +3 on your, right now, with Flame Tongue, for example, where Iken is rolling with a +5 at least. So, and it kind of makes up for itself because Flame Tongue's an awesome weapon that deals a lot of damage in the back end. But it's worth noting that personally, I think that you will feel more oomph, though it seems lame and very flavorless, from just increasing your statistics.
Yeah, I ended up just increasing dex to 20. Because I
Okay.
feel like we get dex saves and dex ability checks and all that stuff like,
Yeah,
pretty frequently.
and you could you might find an opportunity to buy some armor, some medium armor, that might take advantage of that. Like, what's your armor
What
class?
armor are you using right now?
22 right now. I'm wearing +2 scale mail,
Oh, that.
which
yeah,
I guess
plus
is
two scale
medium
mag,
armor,
that's-
but
Yeah. So
puts me at 22.
that's very good.
Yeah.
That's 22 with the shield
And
Floating?
the ring of protection.
and ring of protection, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's normally a 19
Yes.
without the ring and without the shield floating, which means that if you were to go down to like just half plate, I think half plate is
Half
like
plate would be down 1 from. Oh
Half
no,
plate is-
half plate is 17 max.
If it's +2 half plate, right?
If it's +2 half plate, it's the same thing.
no half plate
No,
is
plus-
15
half
plus
plate is
dex
one-
max 3.
Max 2.
Max 2.
Mm.
It says 15 plus dex mod max 2.
Mm.
Scale
Oh,
mail's
you have the
14.
defense fighting style. That's what I'm not accounting for.
Oh
Yes,
yes,
so yeah,
that's
yeah,
correct.
yeah.
I also have defense fighting style.
That makes my number 1 higher than that.
So realistically, no matter what, you don't. The dexterity is good for you because dexterity saving throws are still common, but like you don't need help in the armor class department.
Right.
Um,
Correct.
you have a very good set of armor that you're capable of wearing, even though it doesn't necessarily take the most advantage of your statistics. It's just by itself good.
Yeah.
It does impose disadvantage on stealth checks, but so would the half plate.
Well, we'll see what is available for us in Waterdeep.
That's really the
Tomorrow.
question.
That is true.
A lot of money, guys. Huh? What's up, AJ?
As for Eldritch Invocations,
Yes. Oh,
When the-
yes.
when the prerequisite includes a level, is that specifically Warlock level, or is
Yes.
it
Yes.
just level? Because it is not very clear to me.
It's Warlock
It is
level.
warlock level,
Okay.
unfortunately.
That sucks, but we're with it.
Did
Got
you
it.
just get invocations?
No, but anytime I level up, I can retrain, and I'm gonna
That's
get
true.
rid of Mask of Many Faces.
I see. What are you taking instead?
Well, I chose Pact of the Blade, so I'm looking around for stuff. I don't know yet.
You might choose improved pack weapon.
I am currently reading that one, in fact.
Are the fists of Uptal already +1?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, then that won't help you. If you choose to make the fists of Uptal your packed weapon. I'm not sure that blade is really.
Yeah, blade actually is not helpful in a multi-class that you already have.
You already have
Yeah.
proficiency
Attack.
in weapons.
Yeah, the problem is that it is cool, and I don't like anything else that the others do for me.
Okay. I mean, hey, you do you.
Yeah.
I would
Because
say
like,
that.
I like the idea of having a D4 for checks that I'm not proficient in. That's great. That's the only other one that I can see that really.
What's that?
A talisman.
Talisman. Oh,
And then
well, I
there's,
mean,
like, the
so the
tome
other one
one,
that's
which
very
is, like,
cool.
okay,
the,
but-
the other one that's very popular is chain. Just because there's so many excellent uses for an overpowered familiar that you can summon all the time.
Oh yeah, I
But if that doesn't feel
it
like
doesn't
you,
feel.
yeah.
I am always one to go for cool instead of optimal anyway.
I got you. So what chain
I
gets
can always
you?
Eldritch Smite, but I'm not level 5.
Yeah, yeah. What blade gets you is just the ability to dismiss your weapons and summon them, so they can't be taken away from you, basically.
Which kind of tracks with Tor's character progression is kind of mad about getting captured.
Yeah, true. You just be like, hey, yo, Earl King, send me those weapons back.
I could always just take Agonizing Blast. That's a lot of damage.
Agonizing is just like, yeah, if you're gonna multi-class into Warlock, the thing about their whole kit being revolved around a cantrip, which checks your player level instead of the class level, is that you really can get your big fat bang for your buck with just that small investment. And, I mean, people complained about this a lot when the game was very young. Is like, if you're paying attention to the numbers and like, even if you're really not a min-maxer, but you're really just trying to play the game well, it's very difficult to do anything other than Eldritch Blast every turn. Because it is just so freaking good. And so it kind of makes you feel like beholden to the blast.
It good.
It's so good.
I can't tell you how long it took me, by the way, to find where the fuck Eldritch Invocations were in Foundry Importer.
Oh,
Just so you can-
it's not very easy to find.
It took me so long.
Above table, there is no Foundry Importer. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, true.
That doesn't exist. You have to handwrite it all in with your hands.
I've been doing that with my hands.
Sid, you're the Foundry importer. You go in and do it yourself for us.
Yeah, I do. As you guys are saying it, I'm just like zip zoop. Tippy type.
I'm deciding if I want a feat that moderately helps me now and might later on, if I become a Tabaxi again, more. Something I want to take Medium Armor Master now or later.
Well, yeah, you don't get the opportunity for a feat again until level 16, right? 17?
Yep.
16.
16. But I won't have above a. So that's the thing is, like, without being a Tabac, I don't have a 16 in Dex right now. If I switch back to Tabaxi, I will. So that second part of Medium Armor Master doesn't help me until then.
Sure.
And I think that I'm gonna rename a feat that is in the book instead, in a book instead.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I'm doing because it has immediate effects.
Does anyone else have any questions about their level up? What they need to do? Does anyone have any? Anyone seeking any advice? Everyone got their HP correct.
What about Mathesis?
You, who notoriously never did not add HP to your character sheet from levels 3 to level 7.
What do
You
you
had to
mean?
be reminded.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I have 111 HP now.
All right,
Is
that
what's
sounds
your
right.
your Constitution is +4
It
currently?
is.
Then that's correct.
Oh wow, I only have 112.
Well, so he has an amulet that makes his constitution higher.
I have
Some
a-
of us
I have
are
100.
under 100. Some of us are under 100. I think I'm supposed to be under 100. I don't think so.
I have 87. So
Are you sure that you were correct?
I think so.
Hold on, let me.
I just hit
What's your
take average.
Constitution? Yeah.
Plus
1
2,
second.
14.
+2. Okay, so 10 plus 11 times. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, monks don't get a lot of health.
Yeah. Hold on.
Well, it's
you
a
are.
D8. You have the same as bards.
Yeah, you're 20. Yeah,
warlocks.
you're 24 below me. That makes sense. Never mind.
It's the same as bards and warlocks and actually clerics.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah,
it,
but
it,
all of
it
them are
extrapolates
backline.
when you have.
Mm-hmm.
When you have. Yeah, it's more that that our cons are higher,
Yeah.
and it makes the numbers seem more drastic as soon as the levels get higher too.
Hmm.
It is only 24 different.
I
I
have a
realized.
19 AC,
Me too.
which is fun.
I've decided to go with Pact of the Chain because I remembered that it's not just like a bird. Your boy's getting a pseudo dragon.
Awesome.
Pseudo.
Yeah, that's very good.
Pseudo.
Will you assist me in handwriting my shit into my character sheet?
Sure. I actually I was chewing on some bread here behind the scenes backstage, and I bit my lip really hard, and I'm like trying not to cry.
Hey, don't bite your lip. That's really bad for you.
Why are you just munching on bread like a duck?
So here's the problem. I wrote it in twice, but it only actually wrote down once. But it's not showing it anywhere. You know? Oh, now it's there.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I did it. We did it, Reddit. We did it.
I don't know if anybody has opinions on a level 5 bard spell. I took the circle, teleportation circle.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Is that a level 5 bard? Is that a bard spell?
That's what 5e.tool said.
I believe you. I think that I just may have always never taken it as a bard.
That's what the player handbook says.
It just feels weird that it's a spell that I would not have taken as a bard.
Yeah, I just don't know what.
Yeah, I got you. I'm getting into the 5th level spells now, though.
Seems helpful. I don't think we'll be sad.
Yeah, no, it's there.
Did you
I got you, bud. I got you. I know what it is. It's the best of the bard spells. It's synaptic static. It does psychic damage. It's a fireball of psychic damage.
Sid.
That is very good, but I think Mathis is interested in traveling to the moon.
And it's also true.
Okay. There's not going to be a better thing to do than teleportation circle for that. At 5th level.
Also, you guys don't have, unless you keep coming back here to ask Obe for help.
I don't think this is instead of teleportation circle. I think this is in addition to. As the other thing that I think that you're mistaken for.
Yeah, you can take down the circle when we get to Waterdeep.
I'm thinking about losing slow or losing mirror image and getting a second level 5 spell as the retraining thing.
Personally, slow has been very clutch.
Right. Where did you put your pseudo dragon friend?
I have not yet.
Oh, you just grabbed the features. Okay, I understand what you're saying.
I don't ever cast mirror image.
In terms of, if we're getting back to like bard spells, in terms of unique spells on the list, I'll tell you that there are there are only 2 for our group, I think. Seeming and synaptic static. Otherwise, if in the moment, if we needed any of these, it'd be good to have another person to have mass cure wounds, obviously. But everything else is very
No, I want to take synaptic static. I'm more trying to figure out what to retrain for it.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I've ever seen you use mirror image that I can remember.
Yeah.
If you have that on your list, I think that.
So that's the play.
I don't think it fits into your flowchart like you want it to.
Yeah, I don't think it's on my on the side or whatever.
Yeah.
So
because you're already
synaptic static. Boom. I am leveled up and ready to go. Let's do some deep waters.
Are you doing me an assist with the boy? Oh, good. Hey, somebody help me name the boy.
Reginald.
His name.
James.
Oh God, his name can't be Reginald. That's too much.
Victor.
That is closer. To
Terry.
what I would like. Oh, Terry's good. AJ likes Terry.
What about
McDragonface?
Terrence.
Willsby?
Okay, I have added
the boy.
The boy.
There he is. He's the boy.
Honestly, I could almost see you going with the boy and us being okay with it working.
His name is the boy. What about Norbert?
Hold on. That's going in the chat. 1 second.
Norbert. Norberta.
Norbert.
Boy. In all lowercase too. That's
The
yeah,
bears.
Boy.
Okay. Yes. So, pseudo dragons are an interesting choice. Good for a lot of reasons.
The boy. I also took a Voice of the Chainmaster, so that's pretty exciting.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, that is a lot of fun. Theron has that. Not Theron.
Yay!
They're
Are
okay
we
with that.
all leveled up now?
I think so.
I wonder if my kitties have been fed. It's an hour and a half past their bedtime. Oh god, he definitely hasn't been fed. Oh shit. Oops.
Oh no,
Whoopsie.
Cleo. He's so angry.
Oh.
Dad's in danger.
So angry. All right. Awesome. What a productive session. So,
It was productive.
still is.
Is
We got an hour
is
left.
productive. Is productive, I should say.
It really, I mean, all things considered. You all awaken the next day feeling somehow empowered. As you
Since
come
we
down.
haven't spoken about it, I will have attuned to Spirit of Wuxia in the
Okay.
meantime.
All right. Everyone comes
Right.
downstairs, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's breakfast time.
It's breakfast.
It's breakfast.
Has everyone healed up all their
It is,
all their
it is
healing?
dinner time, in fact. Sorry. I'll be with you guys in a moment.
Yes, I am
Yes.
healed. I have all the heals. Basically a pair of feet.
Great. Or a loaf of bread.
Or a loaf of bread.
Which would you prefer to be? Would you rather?
I guess it's hard because like a loaf of bread is much more appetizing, but that would suggest that I'm about to be eaten.
Sure.
A pair of feet probably has longer.
Sid, I have 7
Longevity.
days left.
7 days. Okay. Good to know. 7 days left of sobriety for Alucard.
Yo, that first drink on day 10 is gonna be amazing.
Did I actually send
What
that?
a
I didn't
relapse.
mean to.
Do you know what Sid's gonna do? Sid's gonna make it so like on day 10 or day 11, whatever, the day after day 10, someone's gonna be in debt on death's door and have to reuse the thing again, and he's gonna do it on purpose. That's what I think is gonna happen.
I don't.
Alucard was checked in to rehab.
Oh, Sid, this is another day.
Unintentionally.
Do I have to roll for withdrawal stuff?
Yes,
I don't know
was
if I
kinda-
rolled last time. Did I
was
roll
kinda
last time?
wondering how that was gonna work.
you did. You rolled. Yesterday was a long day.
Okay.
Yesterday was
I-
the
I
day
roll-
that you got up and went to the meeting with the monarchs.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like
But I don't know
3
if I rolled
sessions
for
ago.
I don't know if I rolled for that day, did I?
I think you did. Yes.
Okay. So I need to roll for
A Constitution
Today.
saving throw.
okay.
do you develop delirium tremens?
What a great beer.
I don't know if I want to use Tazzacast. I'm not gonna use Tazzacast.
It is not a great medical condition.
No.
21.
That succeeds.
All good in the hood. Okay.
No seizures for you.
Yet.
I have a question. Does the DC go up every day that I
Yes.
pass? Okay.
It definitely
Logical.
should.
Yeah, that makes logical sense. Okay.
Yes. I'm keeping track.
Okay. I have not failed yet. That's why I asked.
I know.
Okay. All right. All right.
It's a 10-day. The DC goes up by 1 every day. It
Uh-huh.
starts at 10.
Gotcha. Okay.
DC
Oh,
today was
shit.
13.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Maybe stop wasting all your 21s, Jerry.
Yeah, because he definitely has control over that.
Well, I have at least a means of gaining advantage if I need to in when it happens.
True.
So as you awaken on this day, heading downstairs, as you come downstairs in the morning, you said breakfast, but there is nothing. The bar is
And we
unmanned
remember-
at this hour.
Oh, they don't have food here.
Yeah, one of you could venture out into the Grand Soak and buy some food or what have you.
Hey, the boy,
I know a
Go
guy that sells
fetch
the
some
best
eggies.
Okay, you send your newfound pseudo-dragon, which is, by the way, pure black, like inky
Did you
black
decide-
scales.
Yeah.
He has large emerald-colored irises. And his wings are less bat-like and more dragonfly-like.
Did
I
you
would
decide
like-
on a name?
The boy.
The boy.
Oh, the boy. Gotcha. Okay.
No,
I
the
would
boy.
like to summon my owl familiar
Okay.
and send it along with the boy to help.
Steal eggs. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
As both familiars go forth. A number of minutes later, about 30 minutes later, they return with 4 eggs.
What variety of egg are these? Are these like chicken
Fine,
eggs or are they like ostrich eggs?
They range from chicken to slightly larger than chicken
Duck.
eggs.
Duck eggs.
Slightly larger than like almost up to eagle eggs maybe.
Oh,
They're probably raptor eggs.
like velociraptor eggs,
Hey,
like
good find, the boy.
Or-
Good job, buddy.
because technically an eagle is a raptor.
Right.
We're talking about class of birds.
Sure. I mean Veloci in this case.
Oh, okay.
This is Schultz.
Dinosaur eggs.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So, I feel like we're in danger now.
We're fine.
So you are now 4 eggs richer.
Dorn will. Where even is the cooking area here?
I'll
Are
show
we-
you.
The
I
kitchen.
just used it yesterday.
Is it over here? Okay. Dorn will make his way over there and grab this frying pan that is sitting on the counter here
Uh-huh.
and start frying up some eggs.
Sure.
I will make a point to ask everybody's orders. And despite what they say, I will make scrambled eggs for everyone.
Scrambled eggs only.
Yeah.
Yep. Perfect. You have a little bit of bread left over from last night's meal that you're able to toast if you want, and then
Perfect.
yep. So you guys have a small breakfast. There's also several kegs of dark amber. Darp anger. A dark amber beer that is available behind the counter, but you don't see anybody. About partially through your breakfast, Obe and his sister come out into the common room, again kind of picking up the cups from last night and wiping stuff down. Oh, good morning. I thought I heard you all arrive yesterday, but I was surprised to see you so soon again.
Yeah. We decided to go after that bow that we learned about, and if
my
it's
master's
not too
bow.
much-
You have found it?
Indeed. And he'll pull it off his back.
Dixie, you cannot have that lasagna.
But Dad, lasagna looks so good.
Buzz on you.
But
This is incredible craftsmanship.
I still hold on to it as she's observing it because I don't want her to grow horns and try to take it away from me.
She does immediately. You have failed. No, she just says,
The stylization, it is so reminiscent of my late friend. I'm glad you have retrieved this.
As are we. It
So
was
how
no
did
easy
things go
task.
yesterday with Esvell and the diplomats?
They went exceedingly well. We are bountiful in our resources and poised in our aim.
Oh, okay. That is good to hear.
Yes, it's odd to say out loud, but
So what is your plan for the day then?
we're going to Waterdeep before we head maybe to Candlekeep, but probably not. On our way to the shark people's home, where we will then go deep underwater to reach the Underdark, where we will be escorted by maybe some male drow, possibly, to the River Styx, maybe.
That sounds like quite a laundry list.
Yeah.
I think today I will make blueberry pie.
Uh-huh. I hope it's good.
I am sure it will be.
Are there
The blueberries
blueberries
here are
around
so
here?
luscious. Yes.
Well, enjoy that. And he kind of looks at Ob, like, we should probably go. Look. Ob, we hate to use your resources again, but if you wouldn't
Oh.
mind
Oh, you need my assistance.
deeply.
Of course. Think nothing of it. Where would you like to go?
Oh, guys, we spoke about this, right? But we didn't have anywhere better to go than
Essentially
where we
the
went
same-
last time.
Yeah, yeah.
Windwalk, same place. Wow!
She also hasn't contacted us either. Like, we can get there and start heading that way, but she has not contacted us
Oh,
yet.
she did say that she was going to reach out to us first. I couldn't remember which side that had landed on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at some point in the morning, she will cast sending to.
Ah, she's contacted us.
She will cast sending to Dorn, letting you know that she has arrived at Caer Caladir.
Can't wait for Dorn to resist.
You can't resist sending.
That's what you think.
La 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 la.
I'm not listening.
I'm not listening. I'm not listening.
If
I'm
I
not
start
listening.
responding before you're done, then you can't finish your sending, huh?
She's touching me. She's touching me. She lets you know that she has arrived in Caer Caladir. She arrived at around 1 a.m. In the dead of night after a long journey northward from their meeting place yesterday morning. She will be happy to receive you at Caer Caladir and to further then transport you to Waterdeep if that is your destination.
We should go then.
She said what? Can you say it one more time, Sid?
She's at Care Calendar. She can take us to Waterdeep.
Okay.
That's the Spark
Did I use
version.
too many words for Jerry?
Sorry, I was trying to make sure I had the stuff written down.
She told us the thing that we expected her to tell us.
She did. Things are going remarkably in your favor.
That just means it's a countdown to when they don't.
That felt very ominous.
Yeah, it
for you to
was.
say.
Look, you guys just leveled up. You met 2 kings, got a lot of money. You have a plan, a roadmap. Even you're going to meet your sister.
You know what? You know what, Sid? You know, I remember there was another time that we had a instance that was this fortunate, and it involved us killing a blue dragon. I think getting its hoard.
Oh, that
and
was a
then we
different
placed
campaign.
the horde. We placed the horde inside of a demi-plane because that would make
Protect it.
sense to hide it with, to protect
Sure.
it. And
And,
then don't you dare, Will,
Somebody
because it wasn't my
decided to
fault.
play a character that was very interested in doing specific things. Seems like we're getting in the same bits of the campaign problems we might
I'm
have had
just saying,
before.
the DM decided to take all of the stuff away from us after giving it to us.
Decided? You stole from Zul Shimbrel.
Man, 11th Ornament's a fun campaign.
Yeah. Okay. Let us continue.
Who stole from Fazul Shimbrel?
That party.
Oh.
That I'm
I
describing.
lost my stupid,
Right.
unending bottle of water.
Okay, so, of course, naturally, hold still and I will make you all
Naturally.
vaporous. He casts Wind Walk on each of you,
I hate this part.
and then goes out to the large pitcher plant in the courtyard, and God's speed to all of you. I hope to see you again soon, friends.
I will do my best to wave in mist.
Yeah, the pitcher plant opens its mouth, and inside there is a long, luminous tunnel. As you all fly through and make your way across you emerge once more into what is even less of a glade than it had been before. The trees here are so overgrown, thick with moss at this level, you think it's nighttime. But then look up and see that the canopy is just so dense that no sunlight reaches the ground here anymore. Vines drape over trees which have been felled and rotted and seem as though there has been a cycle of generations of trees somehow fallen here. Massive mushrooms the size of dinner plates grow from the sides of the trees in like a stair-step fashion. It is dim as you all emerge. Upon coming out to the glade, you spook a nearby creature. A serpentine form, its body slithering into an S position, roiling back, ready to strike. A massive, bright green viper, probably 16 feet long and as big around at the neck as your torso. But it cannot really see you, as it sees an infrared with its pits. So it is just kind of like coiling up. You can see that S shape tightening as it faces towards this massive portion of the tree which has opened to emit you all. It's more that motion that startled it, but you all come out not really threatened by the creature, but taking well note of it. As you head upwards through the glade, past the trees, they are so tall. You go through various levels of canopy, seeing incredible creatures. It's almost rainforest-esque. You can see colorful macaws. There is a small colony. I say small because it's only like 10 or 15 creatures, but they are all fruit bats, probably each one as large as a gnome or a halfling, hanging together on some of the branches as you make your way up and past the final leaves of the canopy into the overcast and windy Moonshay Islands, looking out you can now see that the mountains that go along the southern portion of this range are nearly entirely encompassed by massive tree growth. Okay, your turn.
We're gonna go the way that we're supposed to go.
Can't talk.
Towards
We gotta
Kirk
go.
Caladir. Also, for knowledge, making sure you know, Jonathan, I muted you thinking it was just me that it was going to mute for, and I could just undo it whenever I wanted, but it actually muted you, like, for everybody. I'm sorry.
I don't think he can undo that.
No, he can.
My sadness.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's just like a
Did-
normal mute.
Did
Yeah, no, I mean,
Bell
JJ can.
or Mathesis
Oh, yeah,
cast telepathic bond before we turned into wind?
It only lasts for an hour, and the trip
You're right.
lasts longer than that.
You're right. It's true. Okay.
Zoom.
So we will
Zoom.
proceed to Caer Caladir.
Okay. Something weird is going on with the stream, whereby the stuff.
There are no people.
Yeah.
There are only map.
Mm-hmm. Wonder what did that. Literally have no idea. Everything looks the same to me.
Did you layer your layers incorrectly?
Yeah, no, layers are correctly layered.
Is one layer hidden?
No.
Oh. Okay.
Ah,
Got it.
I had one layer duplicated and at the top of the stack.
That'll do it.
Okay. Yes, as you arrive, then start zooming. You are making your way from roughly here northward to Caer Caladir, which is a distance of 190 miles, which will take 190 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
which is 3 hours and 10 minutes.
Yes.
So, as the wind begins to take off, you soar over the island of Snowtown, heading northward across what used to be marshlands, and still largely resembles marshlands, except that the cattails tower above 20, 30 feet tall. The lily pads are large enough for a small building to rest upon. As you make your way, you can see several enormous bullfrogs resting, and dragonflies of astonishing and terrifying size. Also, across this gap here through the shallows, just swamp growth and vegetation mass has spanned out to this next island, which has now become completely encompassed in enormous, tall, growing trees. As you fly forth, you can also see the lily pads and other swamp grass has begun to grow out northerly fashion towards Kithis. And about here on the second island, you can see the creature in question, Cernanos, the Titan, about knee-deep into the ocean, his hands out, just giving a low, grumbling hum as if he's just singing to the sea. You can see these massive horns swaying with a kind of undulating, low chant as he is deep in trance. Fish and other creatures swim about between his trunk-like legs. Remember, this creature towers up into the sky, easily 200 feet tall. And this other growth is just, even as he hums, you can see just the grass sprouting up like marshland out towards Kithis. Making your way northward, you head over the lush green farmland of Alaron, the most wealthy of all of the islands on Snowdown. Conventionally wealthy. No one knows what the elves have in Gwyneth. They're secluded, but there's just an abundance of farmland. You can see windmills peppering the hills. Small farmsteads and homes make their way along the island. You can see a well-contained wooded area here as you pass by. It's more like a game or a hunting wood, where like wealthy nobles will strive to keep the local stag population in good order so that they can make sport of hunting them. It's not really a wild place at all. Think like Sherwood Forest, basically. And as you make your way further north, you see more and more of that sort of beautiful, curated, young forest. It's not brambles and vines beneath the trees at the base. It's not low foliage that fills space. It's all like clean and crisp, just leaf-covered woodland through which one might take a leisurely stroll between the tree trunks as the sun dapples the earth. Over these lush rivers, which nearly divide the island and provide easy way to transport goods to and from. You can see a couple of barges making their way along the rivers. Soaring further and further north, you pass ever larger villages, townships, eventually small cities, till you get to the city of Bounty and Lehigh, according to your maps, if you could remember that as you fly over. These twin cities, which are quite close to one another, just kind of have a small rivalry. They have a very different architecture style, but they're of similar size. It seems they were built up by two very wealthy families, but are mostly allied trading partners now. And as you head towards the Whitefish Bay, beautiful. Think this Mediterranean coast, these large white, not marble, but like sandstone cliffs that pierce like shark's teeth up through the crystal clear turquoise shallows. You can see in the distance the white and blue towers of Caer Callidere. As you descend, it is a magnificent city, much larger than Snowdown, which was opulently built, Caer Westfall, which was opulently built, but on a very small scale. Caer Callidere seems to be much older than Snowdown. It has a wall which surrounds the inner city and castle, but that is just probably no more than 25% of the sprawling city which masses out around it. Almost all of these buildings here are made of that kind of ivory-colored sandstone that's quarried right out of the coast here, and giving it this kind of acropolis, like Greek Ilios almost sort of effect, as they're all made of the same kind of stone. As they cascade down this hill and to the cliffs where they meet the Whitefish Bay. Coming in on the city, it is bustling already, as it is now, we'll say around 11:30. There's a watery sunlight shining through the clouds above. A damp mist befalls you at this height, but as you descend down towards Kirkaladir, it lightens, and it's just kind of a slightly overcast day. You can hear the water crashing against the cliffs to the north of Kirkaladir and smell the salt air. As you descend down, where would you like to land? Being unable to communicate with one another, who's taking the lead?
I will wait to not descend. I will follow somebody else.
Same.
I will look around and see that we're all just sitting here, and I'm just going to start landing.
Do we have any
Okay.
previous knowledge of the city?
None.
At all? None?
Yeah, once we
Make a
get
history
there,
check.
I'd land out. Like,
Okay.
get to land outside as well.
Natty 20.
That is pretty good.
So with that history check, you have learned of Kirkaladir, though it was tough for it to stick to you because you had no interest in all the politicking, but you were made to learn it when you were young. High King of the Moonshay Isles lives at Kirkaladir. It's the most wealthy seat of power in the land. It's rather receptive to visitors, tourists of all nationalities and kinds. It is well protected from the think like King's Landing.
Mm-hmm.
It's well
Yeah.
protected by the coast, by the cliffs here at the coast, so that it has access to the harbor and the bay below, but and the fish and the bountiful offerings of the sea, but it is not in any real danger from the pirates, the Norals. Whitefish Bay is treacherous without the right sea charts to navigate, which are kept quite closely. A lot of times trading ships won't even come all the way in. They'll trade with Kirkaladir from along the river and come up rather than to come via Whitefish Bay, which gives them a lot of opportunity to see threats coming. What specifically would you think that you might remember with that kind of check?
Well, I was gonna be looking for like a either like an entrance gate or perhaps just bypass, the gate entirely and land like in a main market area of the city.
Yeah, I mean that's easy enough if that's what you'd like to do. It's easy enough to pinpoint those kinds of locations. There are 4 gates to the city. The 2 that go along the road, the 3 gates to the city. The 2 that come in by the roads from the south and from the west, and then 1 to the north, which goes to the harbor, which is kind of a switchback kind of road that goes down the cliffside to this harbor that spiders out into the bay. There are these massive winch kind of systems that lower these almost like elevator platforms down to the ships below, and then crank them up the cliffside so that they can get goods from the harbor that come in that way, and fish and the like. As you're coming in, you can see a large, they're not square, they're circular, but large plaza with just a fountain in the center, some statues and things. There's a number of those that dot the city. It's quite, there's a lot of green space in the city as well. The overcast and kind of constant mist keeps everything looking incredibly green. There's so much flora in and about, all like curated and carefully kept garden spaces. There is a palace that sits up on the hill within the old city wall district. It takes up most of the walled area. It has tall white towers with glistening, almost like blue glass roofs that spire up. So yeah, I mean, you would know. You and Tor would both know that it's called It's known as the Opal City. Um, Lands because it's just that whitish sandstone hue with the blue glass roofs across the wealthy city. It's just got an iconic sort of. I'm thinking like
Santorini. Almost.
yeah. Well, like like in line with the wardrobe, the Prince Caspian or whatever, like where they're at, kind of like that.
Gotcha.
It's got a very iconic sort of setting here.
So I will try to land sort of in a marketplace or somewhere where there's like a reasonable number of people sort of milling about so that we will not necessarily attract a ton of attention. Like I know, a bunch of people materializing out of thin air would be strange, but I mean, presumably we would try to hide our rematerialization and utilize a crowd in that effort.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. You all descend, following Dorn's lead, I presume. And Tour with an 18, you would have gotten the same. You have a similar knowledge of Caer-Callidyrr. You have a little bit more. Your DC is a little lower because all you know is it's this kind of legendary city that's immune to raiding. It's like the crown jewel. It cannot be attacked.
Yeah. Tor is definitely feeling some things. This being the first of his people, essentially, to step foot in the city
without being
in such a way, without being a prisoner, like still free, stepping foot in the city, and also just like kind of scoffing at the difference between the capital of these people versus mine is like, just angry about the difference of wealth and privilege that
and
they
it's
don't
stark.
understand that they have.
For sure. All right, following Dorn down into a main plaza marketplace, the piazza, if you will, finding an alleyway or something where you kind of and spend a minute regaining your form. You find yourselves in a crowded plaza. The smell of freshly baked bread wafts across the open court as what little sun there is sparkles in the fountain, which is being kind of spat out by these large marble fish fountains, statues that are placed in the center of the fountain.
Did Esvell mention where we are supposed to meet her?
You asked her to
me?
You asked her to go to Caer-Callidyrr so that you could easily identify it.
I think it was so that she could use the
circle.
Yeah. To go more for work.
Jerry, you're muted.
I think Cameron was asking where in Caer-Callidyrr we're supposed to meet her.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I
You
meant.
didn't get you didn't. There was no specificity as yet.
Probably at the
Okay.
palace. Also, I am summoning Dubois.
Okay.
I will start heading straight toward the palace then.
I will follow.
Acting like I know where I'm going and that I belong there and that I own the place as any noble would.
Okay.
I believe Dorn. He convinces me, and I follow him.
All right. Yep, you pass
I
through.
will-
Most of the people here in the city are human, are folk. The kind of very fair-skinned, light-eyed, red and ruddy-colored hair humans. But there are a fair number of other beings here. You see elves and half-elves. You see dwarves, though not in a huge number. There are a small number of dwarves. A couple of halflings. You actually see one or two Ganassi, which is not uncommon. It's just it's kind of a metropolis. Alucard and Dorn, you would know it's nothing compared to the size of like Baldur's Gate or Waterdeep. It's still a small city by those
Mhm.
standards, but it's the largest centralized city in Snowdown. I mean, Moonshade
The
Islands.
Moonshades.
Hmm.
As we walk, I'm gonna walk beside Dorn, and I'll say, so I understand you have your family issues, and of course, who would want to be around Esvell on a regular basis? But why exactly did you walk away from all the money?
Do you mean my family's money?
Sure.
And Dorn just barely perceptibly kind of increases the tempo of his gait, like walks a little bit faster. I'll say, well, it came with strings attached.
Oh, the whole having to study magic thing, and
Well, I mean, yes.
understandable. Just curious.
I mean, it's complicated. Um, I
I
mean,
mean-
surely you know that my brother died at the hands of the dragon cult, right?
Yes, I
You
remember
heard
you
about
telling us
this,
that.
right?
I did. Maybe I don't remember properly, but oh, never mind. Because your family felt that you were responsible for.
Well, my father
Understand. I
well.
see.
I should say he's never come out right and said, "Dawn, this is your fault."
But we all know the non-verbal cues of an accusing father figure.
Yes, quite.
Of course.
He made it clear that that's how he felt, even if he was too cowardly to say it to my face.
Oh. So what I'm gathering is that in the event that we come into contact with your father, which, given that I deal heavily in things of chance, that's probably going to happen because we don't want it to, or you probably don't want it to. That means we're definitely going to encounter your father. At
Well,
least,
I mean, he doesn't live in Waterdeep, so
Sure.
unless he and my mother have decided to take a vacation, he shouldn't be there.
Your parents are nobles, aren't they?
Yes, I suppose they are.
That means vacations are what they probably do. Just want you to be prepared for that situation.
Our family estate is between Waterdeep and Daggerford. The possibility of them being in Waterdeep is not zero.
Yeah, Gorstag, I'm don't want to get into my family stuff because there's not any. But I don't have any siblings. I feel like it's a thing that if your sister, who seems like to have not an out for you, but like likes to mess with you, knew that you might not want to see your parents and hadn't seen them for years, she might tell them that you're going to be near them. Just as a
That definitely sounds like a thing that Esvell would do. I would say that Vale has a point. That sounds like a thing that Esvell would do.
The thought had already crossed my mind.
So what do you want us to do is the question.
Well, Al, I suspect that you are probably the only one among us who would actually recognize my parents. So, if you see them, don't.
Don't what?
See them. Act like you don't see them.
Okay. I can probably do that.
I will say that I look quite a bit different than I did when I last saw them.
Are they old like Esvell in that regard? Because if that's the case, then I'm perfectly fine with not seeing them nor interacting.
What do you mean?
Are they like Esvell?
In what way? They are wizards.
No, I mean in personality. Like I mean,
Well, they're
we are.
yeah. Yes. I mean,
Okay.
they're, well, my father's a bit more haughty. My mother is quite a bit more nurturing than Esfel, but they are.
That doesn't take very much. It really doesn't take very much.
You're right about that. I mean, they are nobles. They are important wizards on the Sword Coast, and they know that they are important wizards.
That's the important part. They know they're important. That's okay. Okay. I see. Okay. So, okay, good to know. Just good to know. I do think we need to plan, not today, but at some point in time, a prank on your sister. I just have to think about what it is first.
Alucard, it's worth noting that you have seen them before. You could
Yeah, I assume
recognize
so.
them. Yeah.
But I'm assuming I was pretty little when it happened.
You've seen them like more. They've visited Candlekeep in your tenure there.
Mhm.
So like more in your teenage years even, but
Mhm.
you've never like interacted with them.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just above table. Like, I've been away from them for at least a year, if not longer.
Sure, I would say probably a little bit longer.
So, I mean, my hair is longer. I have a beard now. I'm considerably more muscular, just given the adventuring that I've been doing.
Yeah.
I'm all but unrecognizable to them, I would assume.
Probably.
And I actually am a little bit surprised that Esvell even recognized me, to be honest.
Well, and it's possible too that they've been scrying on you, or attempting to.
That's true. That's true. But yes, the thought that I might have a run-in with them had crossed my mind. My plan, if they confront me, is to be cordial but forceful.
Good to know.
Yes, fair.
Huh?
Oh,
Oh, I was playing with my hair. Sorry, I'm
Oh.
not used to it being this long.
It looked like
Yeah, no, I understand
were
what it looked like. I get
raising
it.
your hand.
I just,
Oh,
it's,
okay.
I don't.
As you all hike
I've
up
never
the
had a haircut
curving
before.
flagstone streets, passing by a number of shops, residences of all of them pretty fine luxury. Like even sort of the slums of this city are well and above what you saw, say for example, right outside of Care Westfall, outside the city gates there. There are no buildings in this city that are not made of sandstone. There are some that are a little bit smaller, shorter, less ornate. They don't have like ornamentation around them, but all of the buildings are at least made of that beautiful stone. These chiseled windows and sort of blue tile roofs. So even as you pass by some of the poorer folk, just your standard laborers who work on the mines, perhaps at White Rock to the north, or who forest out in the wood for firewood and the like, or who even come in and have farms nearby, are all in clean, well-made clothes with real shoes made of leather with actual soles on them. I mean, it's just even the poorest people in this city are very well off compared to where they could be, compared to what you've seen in some places across your various travels, all of you.
Tor
Making
is
your way
very
up.
upset about this, by the way. Noticeably.
Making your way up the curved streets, you pass by several like roadside flower beds filled with crepe myrtle trees, and the sun starts to kind of peek through the clouds in a couple of places, and it kind of gleams off of the white stone. And making your way kind of towards the pinnacle of this hillock upon which sits the Opal Palace. As you continue up and eventually come to these massive gates, which appear to be carved from coral. They are a very salmon pink color, and they are just ornately carved. Small fish and merfolk and dolphins, sharks swim amongst seaweed and stylized waves, all carved in bas relief upon these enormous 10-foot tall kind of gates. Outside of which there are a pair of guards, halberds, and navy blue half capes that are only attached at one shoulder. They're wearing minimal armor, kind of silver, with various actual opal inlay scrolling across the top. But then underneath that, it's got a very kind of supple, cured, bleached white leather beneath the minimal silver plating that makes them be quite agile. So they look down. Welcome to the Opal Palace, travelers. I'm afraid we're not touring today.
Yeah, we're not here for a tour.
Vale chuckles.
Dorn
You're
just
here for
gives
a
him-
tour.
Yes,
Dorn just gives him a look, like he's beneath me,
Okay.
and how dare he address me? Kind of.
Okay. Make an intimidation check. Dorn, always trying to do these charisma things. It has like a piss poor charisma.
I know, it's terrible.
I have faith.
I'll take
Always
it.
rolling
Yo!
pretty damn well too. Somehow this always happens. um, pardon me. So did you have an appointment today?
Not that it's any of your business, but yes, we do have business at the palace. If you would stand aside so we may pass, that would be most agreeable.
Right. Right. He steps aside. The coral gates are actually closed. He walks over to a small wooden like archway, a wooden door within a stone archway that's just a window sized. It's window height. It's not a full door, and he like knocks on it, opens it. Let's go back. Oh, yeah. He comes back. Blessed day to you then, sir. And the doors peel inward, revealing a stone path made of the same white stone, polished flagstones, that leads up to the palace proper. Topiaries, that's the word I'm looking for. Like modeled and curated bushes in the shapes of mostly fish frolicking, like koi with long tails, dot the landscape amongst these kind of paths which wind in and out as you make your way up. At the top of the hill there is a pair of white stone staircases that rise up to a balcony, betwixt which on the base there is an enormous statue of someone, you're not sure whom, a man with a long beard in armor, and his sword kind of pommel in hand, blade face down, stands majestically before that, and the stairs kind of curve up to that balcony, and that's where the main entrance. You can see these kind of various arches lead to the interior of the palace. All throughout along the arch and along the stairs you can see various other guards. As you begin to enter, which I assume you do, making your way between the coral gates, a liveried servant rushes up to you. He's in like a blue tabard that has this almost too clean, too white stitching of an embroidered like fish that's curved on a tail to make a circle on his breast. He comes out. Good day, sirs. May I inquire who to announce?
Uh, yes. My name is Dawn Greycastle. These are my companions, Alucard, Tur, Ican, Vale, and I'm sorry, Chavis. Which form are you in right now? Are
That's a
you
good question, actually.
Mathesis or Bell?
Chavis?
Chavis. And Bell.
Is still missed.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
It sounds like Mathesis.
I think it is, man.
Excuse me, and Mathesis.
Oh, excellent. Ms.
Hello.
Greycastle arrived late evening. I'll be sure to inform her of your arrival. He turns around and begins trotting up the lane hurriedly.
Just a moment.
Yes, sir.
Where might we find Ms. Greycastle?
She is in guest apartments in the tower, but I'll be happy to go and collect her, or inform her of your arrival. If you just enter into the palace commons at the top of the stair, you'll find refreshment and a warm welcome.
Oh, wonderful, thank you so much. I will flip a silver piece to him.
Oh, he almost drops it. He's very unaccustomed. Oh, well, thank you, sir. I shall be most quick indeed. Most quick indeed. And he rushes off.
I'll turn back to the rest of the party. I guess we wait inside and have some lunch.
Give me that stone. I feel subconscious being in the palace.
Yeah, that's actually probably a good idea. I'll use it first and then hand it off to Vale.
All right.
I gave it to Tor immediately afterwards.
Don't you even put that thing close to me.
I do my best to put it in his hand.
I do not take it.
He
If
wins
you
that. He
drop
wins
it
that
falls.
contest. He wins the contest, and I give it to somebody else.
Okay. Oh, yeah. As you guys make your way up the long winding road to the base of the stairs, going up the curved stair, at the top on the balcony here, there's an entryway. It's 3 arches wide, tall arches. It leads to a mostly open courtyard. You can see these pillars kind of fill, not courtyard, courtyard's the wrong word. These pillars kind of fill this open space. There's lots of natural sunlight, which is being let in from these glass ceilings in this room. There are some greenery and some flower beds and things in here, but it's all covered. You see it's slightly tinted by the glass ceilings. There are a number of royals and courtly individuals kind of milling about. It seems to be the case that generally at all hours of the day this is just a common reception at the palace. There's a long table laden with melons, grapes, fruit, bread. There's salted, smoked slices of salmon. There's some fish roe on ice. There are a couple of bottles of wine sitting about. As you make your way inside, you kind of catch a bit of attention from the courtly individuals, all of whom are better dressed than you, but you all are in adventuring gear, so you're not being looked down upon per se, but definitely have caught the eye of some of the individuals. There's a bard, an actual court bard, in the corner. He's got a large standing harp. He's kind of leaning on and just kind of plucking with one hand. Ding, ding,
I'll make sure to flash my loot, just in turning. It's oh, look at this one. Oh, my shoulder. Oh, this thing. Oh.
Well, and I am in the Mesroan garb that is still adorned with the symbology of Wuxia.
Okay.
I've not changed any of my outfit. I'm still in my scale mail.
Yeah.
I am not paying any attention to any of the nobles at all, acting like I belong there.
Okay.
And I'm heading straight for the table of food and drink.
So you head in. You're in the center of this kind of courtyard. Again, it's not a courtyard. You
an
can see
atrium?
An atrium, yeah. There are these stone pillars that come down periodically, pretty close together actually, but they're very narrow stone pillars that create this kind of space. There are a couple of places where like ivy vines are wrapping up them. There are flower beds. They're periodically placed, catching some of the sunlight from the glass ceilings. And it's a lot of tropical plants that shouldn't really live here, shouldn't survive here, but are well tended and cared for by the palace gardeners. Um, and like I said, it's all open, but it's very nice. You can see places around where there are like kind of towards the outskirts of the open area, where these high-backed cushioned chairs that a couple of people are sitting at, kind of just conversing. They've got glasses of wine, talking to one another. Off of this room, in any direction, you can see that the palace extends out into some other kind of open areas, but you can see a number of staircases that wind up in various directions into the rest of the palace, and hallways that cut down. The hallway directly back, like across from the entryway, across the atrium from the entryway, has two large doors made of gold, and presumably lead to the throne room. If you have any knowledge at all of how these palaces are generally laid out, it'd be like the reception, and then beyond would be the sort of the meeting place for the royals.
I will approach the food table and grab a respectable amount of food, but not like piling my plate high.
Sure.
Sort of just trying to maintain, appropriateness or whatever. But of note, I am grabbing sort of the most calorically efficient foods, having spent the last 3 years as an adventurer. And then I'll grab a bottle of wine for, the group, and 6 tankards or whatever glasses.
Mm-hmm. They're all glass.
Six goblets then to hand amongst each of them, and pour wine for all of us.
Yeah, there's a little side area with like a long, low settee, like pinioned cushion in red velvet, before which there is a mahogany coffee table that you're able to kind of snag and sit down and just sit and enjoy the harp music. Anyone else doing anything in particular?
As Dorn gets back to the table, are we trying to lay low here or make an impression?
Flash cut to Tor walking through everybody to this table, making very uncomfortable eye contact with every single one of them, trying to make sure they all recognize who I am.
Make an intimidation check.
While he's doing that, Alucard goes to the table with the food and tries to appraise to see what the most expensive food is there, and he's putting those foods on his plate.
Definitely like the caviar and the the smoked salmon.
Yeah, Vale is eye level with the table and looking like he gets a plate of salmon and like the seafood. Like, yes.
Do they have rice?
No rice.
24.
Yeah. They give you a wide berth, but it's almost like many of them are off-put by you and your blatant disregard for decorum, but they also, hidden beneath that sort of jarring sense of startlement, is a subtle fascination that only truly rich people that have never had to fear for their lives can have in the face of danger.
Yeah, all right. They can have that. That's fine.
It's perhaps not intentionally on their part, but dissettlingly to you.
Oh, it just
not too dissimilar from
like
what Erliza kind of.
Yeah, this is like this is just reaffirming Tor's feelings on this city. They don't understand the privilege that they sit upon, disgust.
Yeah. I mean, really, not to go to Game of Thrones into this, but like if your people are the Iron Islanders, this is kind of like King's Landing, except without any poverty.
Yeah. I will. At this table, I actually was thinking about doing this anyway. I'm gonna pull out some paper and I'm going to do the thing. Did I get rid of that spell? I didn't think I got rid of that spell.
Illusory script?
Yeah.
I think you might have to get the
Oh, I think I did it for Armor of
Agathis. Yeah, I couldn't think of the name.
Damn. Okay, never mind. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay.
I'm not doing anything.
I'm eating fish.
Okay. Before too much longer, from one of the spiraling staircases off of this main atrium, Esvell trots down. She's wearing beautiful polished white leather shoes and this long kind of blue gown. She's got her silver circlet on her forehead. I see you've made yourself at home. Good. Take advantage of the hospitality.
We were offered refreshments. It would be rude to not take advantage.
More than that, you were offered hospitality by the High King. That goes a long way with folk. Though I am to understand from my courier that you have not been throwing your weight around. I did not even know who you were, really.
I prefer that our mission is kept discreet.
Well,
no need to panic the masses, as it were.
They will be panicked enough soon enough, from what
Most-
we've seen.
Ken raises a good point.
Yes.
The Titan is on your southern shores.
I was afraid of that. We have sent word to evacuate Kithis. Whether or not the folk there will take heed, well, we can only hope. If you're quite done with your refreshments,
Oh yes.
and it's been probably like 10, 15 minutes, had enough time to kind of eat what you like.
Yeah.
Just enough time to get antsy a little bit.
If there's anything left in the bottle, I am picking it up and downing the rest of it.
Okay.
Oh,
At
that
this-
reminds me. I probably would have only poured 5 glasses.
The 6 has been a waste.
The 6 was for water.
Oh, Alucard.
You guys bring up a good point. I think that I might be too far to do this now anyway, but I might as well try it. Vale is going to divine intervention to have an earthquake happen on that island that Dude Man's on.
Have you not done that in the last 10 days?
I have done that. I've not succeeded in it.
Only if you succeed does it take.
Have an earthquake happen to like shatter it so that
Yeah, I mean the spell earthquake does. Yes,
Okay.
a la the spell earthquake.
Okay.
It's by-
To on the spit of land, the strait.
where he is, where we saw him. And again, this is like asking for a bit more than what it might specifically do, but
Sure. Roll a percentile. You have to roll less than a.
hey, it's a different number.
It's a little bit higher of a chance. We take those.
dang.
87. If
You
it
know,
were
if
the
you
other
would've gone
way,
the
you'd
other
still
way,
have
you would've
missed
been
it.
One off.
I still have missed
That's right.
it, and I would have been upset. I actually would have been upset
If you roll a
If we had-
13.
if we had. I'm good that we had decided. Like I don't like getting.
It's
this to
always
that
it's always going to be
anymore.
under your level. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I liked it for a while. Like choosing, but I like.
Is it
not having
12
to
or
decide.
under? Or under
Yeah.
12?
Correct. 12 or
Okay.
under.
You have a 10% chance as soon as you get the yeah. And then it goes from there. It's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. I didn't think that would work, but I thought it's worth it.
At this time, you can see King Darrett come down as well. He's flanked by 3 or 4 attendees, various one of which seems to be a very well-trained guard, though he's kind of plainly dressed. He's got leathers on underneath his cloak, and a long sword at his hip that has a slight curve at the end, like a scimitar. But he seems relaxed and walks with the air of someone who knows very well how to use the blade. The other two seem to be clerical in nature. One of them has like a notepad in his writing, and Darrett is paying him little mind as he comes down. Everyone in the room bows as he enters. He kind of makes a couple of stops, speaking to people along the way, kind of just chatting as he makes his way through the room, and heads over and stands in front of the massive golden doors. Kind of looks over to you expectantly.
Dorn, when he saw him enter, Dorn would have stood, as decorum would demand, and would have nodded his head in a bow that could not be seen as disrespectful, but is also sort of like, I'm acknowledging that you're
Like
a
reverent,
king,
yeah.
but you're not my king, kind of
Right.
thing.
Okay. Yeah, and Esvell
I'll
begins
start
to go
walk
over as well.
there.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
Disrespect, but we're going.
He waits there a moment. The doors open. There is a long carpet that runs down this oval room, the back of which is entirely made of glass and provides a stunning view of the city and the Whitefish Bay. It points directly north, so it just points out at the bay and the cliffs here. It's a tall, 20-foot tall, like glass wall. And it's kind of slightly curved to match the oval. The whole room is kind of egg-shaped, with the narrowest point being where the doors enter. And along the outsides, you can along the edges of the room, you can see suits of armor and tapestries hanging. No one is sitting on the massive throne, which is itself carved from pure opal. It seems that a clamshell or something, not opal, but like the opalescent clamshell, alabaster. Abalone? Abalone.
Abalone.
Abalone throne, basically. The shellfish itself must have been 30 feet across, but it was carved from that. There's the large throne. There's a smaller throne made of what looks like ivory or sandstone next to it. No one sits upon them. As he enters, he walks first. You all kind of lead down. How was your trip this morning?
Breezy.
Good. When are you back? He seems a bit just eager to be on with it. A little on edge for sure, based on what he's been told about the Titan to the south.
Okay, I was gonna say I was gonna like inform him of what we saw in our flight here, but if he's already been informed, then
In sort of brief conversations, we're keeping an eye on it. We've sent word to evacuate Cathis. Many have already left, but some don't believe that it's as dangerous as it is. Stubborn folk.
I suppose that they will discover the danger in due time. Either way, unfortunately.
If it's not too late. He leads you down this aisle and cuts off to one of the rooms that comes off from the main palace. Inside this room, there is a raised circular dais. It's circular, like I just said, made of marble, and it has teleportation runes chiseled in and filled in with some sort of blue stone all around the outside. Listen, I know it was tense yesterday with our negotiations, and I certainly can't offer you the sums of money that certain other
folks can, but I want you to know you have my full support. This, you know as well as I do that my people are in the most danger, the fastest from this. I appreciate everything you're doing to end this plight. If there's anything else I can offer to you, name it and I shall do my best.
Above table, where is all that money? We've got it on us?
Bag of holding, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought we put it in the bag of holding.
Wasn't the chest worth like a bunch too? We don't have that with us.
It seemed to be worth quite a bit, but you didn't get it appraised.
Yeah. We certainly appreciate your support. The gifts that were offered to us previously are seen as assistance in our ventures rather than bribes to sway our loyalties. As it stands right now, our loyalty is to Faerun and to ensure that this Titan certainly doesn't overtake the Moonshays, but God forbid that it ever take over all of Faerun.
Aye. We can hope that, I suppose. Well, good luck on your journey.
Thank you. And thank you for your hospitality this morning.
It is a pleasure. He nods and leaves the room with you and Esvell left. You all and Esvell in the room.
Well, Essie, shall we be on with it?
You know, I hate that name.
I know.
I also hate that name.
I kind of find it endearing. I have a question for you, Esvell.
Yes.
I've been dabbling in this sort of magic that we're about to do, but I don't exactly have anywhere to practice going safely. Would you happen to know of a place where I could try to go to at some point, or maybe two places, as per the above table?
Yeah,
the
as
DMs
well,
should
when you
give
learn it.
places to go.
Yep. She pulls out a scroll in a scroll case. It's got gold ends on either side, and as she begins to unroll it, the bottom of it, she tucks back into the scroll. She keeps scrolling through it. It appears to be endless. It just scrolls and scrolls and scrolls. This is probably her spellbook, you would imagine. I actually have a number of locations here, if you'd like to take some time to look them over and choose a couple. Would you like to learn the teleportation circle for Kirkaladir? It's written here on the floor.
I think that would be very helpful, considering this is likely, God forbid, we will make a stand. But yeah, that'd be good. I'll see if I can take some time, and Belle will pull out a loosely cobbled together pieces of manuscript paper that you can does not scream Belle at all. And we'll rifle through.
It's got like staff lines on the back, and you're like turning.
Yeah, this is absolutely the most disgusting. And then just tries to find a clean sheet of manuscript paper, and it is an interesting process of writing down these magical runes, but in such a way that they're chords and sonorities, and it's sort of a piece of music. That she translates this circle
Okay, kind of
into.
shorthand.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Very interesting. That takes you a little while, but Esvell is happy to help and kind of point out what the various runes mean. Like some of them some of them indicate like longitude, latitude, altitude, and then like there are some that kind of account for the rotation of the Earth, and then there's a constant. The like last two runic symbols are always the same, and that's for your place in time.
Hmm.
And so like you never alter those on any teleportation circle because it's remarkably dangerous and people like will assuredly die. Like that's like the first thing that they teach you in wizard school when you learn teleportation. It's the last two runes because they're the same on every teleportation circle. It's the present. Because it's important when you teleport across space-time to arrive when you leave. So
Yeah.
you have to use the constant. Using other symbols isn't always deadly. There are cases where very highly talented wizards and arcanists have created a slight delay. You can kind of push it back where they'll appear like an hour later, with the right calculation. But messing around with that is just asking for more than it's worth. So she's kind of pointing out the various how they kind of work, and you're kind of putting the runes in. And what two cities would you like to learn? What two teleportation rings would you like to learn? Do you have anything in mind?
Well, does Word of Recall like stay there, like in Port Nanzaru?
As long as I don't cast it somewhere else, I will have that there.
Okay. I really don't know. I
And
haven't
we-
like.
With that in mind, if we do get back with Mesro, we can probably get that one from them
Mm-hmm.
pretty easily.
Yeah. So, where is? I'm looking at the map.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't see the big map.
Hold on. And
'Cause
this
at
will be
one
the last
point-
thing that we sort out before we close out tonight. We're getting kind of. Let's see. Activate. Oh. You guys aren't. They are?
Candlekeep wouldn't be a bad one.
That's what I was thinking. There's Candlekeep, and then there's a place. That at one point was a lead for my bro. It was like super high up at the top.
Silvery Moon?
Never say Silvery Moon. Yeah. So
Yes,
if I
that's
could
where
find one that's
Syndra Sylvain is from Silvery Moon. Wakanga told you about her.
Shit. Waterdeep's where I don't want to go. Never mind. I forgot. I'm not at that Vale anymore.
yeah. So if I could get Candlekeep and somewhere near Silvery Moon, that would be very helpful, I think, for us.
So Silvery Moon, Candlekeep, and you're copying down Caer Callidr.
Yes.
Please put those in your notes. You easily get those other rune transcriptions from Esvell.
It was Caer Callidr, Silvery Moon, and Waterdeep.
Caer Callidr,
Callidr,
Silvery Moon, and
Silvery Moon, and
Candlekeep.
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 Okay.
Where's my token?
I don't know
I
that you're.
forget that I can just do this instead. All right.
Okay. And we will begin next session with the arrival in Waterdeep. We'll go ahead and here's a quick sneak peek.
Wow. Oh, I was here last week.
Oh, whoa.
It's a very big city.
Oh, wow.
It is.
Where are we arriving?
You'll arrive in. Well, I'll describe it, but You'll arrive in the offices of the Watchful Order of Magists and Protectors, which is in a massive stone statue called the God Catcher.
Oh. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
damn,
wow.
you've not gotten them to change the name yet, Cherry.
That's an ironic.
You've not gotten them to change the name yet.
Well, yeah, we're further ahead. It will happen after the fact.
Let's see. I think I can find a quick picture of the God Catcher, and I can actually show it to you.
Wow.
Fun fact: this is Waterdeep is where Hansen recruited Vale.
Hmm.
He is not from Waterdeep, but this is where
Okay.
he was recruited from.
Thank you for reading my face. I was like, wait.
Oh, I didn't read your face. I just was clarifying a question that I think that Sid might have had.
I just didn't remember.
Yeah, I thought it was Neverwinter actually, and then I realized, and then I looked, then I saw the maps. Like, oh wait, never mind. That place is there. It's Waterdeep that I would have gone to.
Let's see. Control find. We are finding. Sure. Maybe. Yes, here we go. Copy. Save image. Save. I wish there was just an easy way to share images in
Discord?
Foundry.
Oh, sorry.
I was about to say, there's this really cool program called Discord.
Yeah, but I want to put it on stream.
Well, then pull it up, double click on it, and then select that as your display, and show it on stream.
Choose file. Downloads. This one. Open. Just go through all this hullabaloo. Select file. Show
Wow,
to
Sid's doing
players.
that. Vale is like, while we're here, like Vale is like actively realizing. Oh.
Wow.
Oh wait, hold on.
Oh.
Like he is realizing the last time that he was here was when Hansen found him, and he's like, "Oh shit, I was on the run. Oh fuck, I'm not that person anymore. Literally, no one will."
No one will
having a
recognize
mental-
you.
Like, yeah, he's like, "This is okay. It's okay."
All right. Next time. Next week. Looking forward to it. If any of you didn't finish fully leveling up or have any questions, feel free to shoot it in the chat. We are still planning on meeting next week. Other than that, thanks, guys. Catch you next
Yeah, it
time.
was really fun.
Yay.
Still awake, though.
See ya.
Bye bye.
Awesome.